usual. The vehicle's inspection registration on the windshield were not official at all. In fact, crayon with an impressive amount of confidence, the official police Facebook page said on Friday. To the driver's credit, the stickers included expiration dates, numbers, and words like New York State safety emissions, but the barcode on the inspection appeared to be just black crayon, and additional information that would typically be included was just scribbles and pen, crayon, and marker.
That's what I like. They just scribbled. They're like, we're not even going to go to the effort of making it look real.
Now the driver
safety as well. They spelled it S-A-F-T-E-Y.
Yeah, details.
Driver was identified as 50-year-old Gregory Cawley of Lafayette, New York. Police said Cawley was driving a Jeep. Cawley was issued multiple tickets, including operating motor vehicle without inspection, no left side view mirror, exhaust system equipment violation, operating unregistered vehicle, improper plates, unlicensed operation. Vehicle was towed from the scene.
Do you, if you are missing a mirror, that is kind of an alert there, but if you're driving down like 280 or whatever and there is just a smashed up car next to you, aren't you always worried about that one? Because they don't care.
Well, you know what I wonder is the smashed up car, did they get a check for whoever smashed them up and they decide, you know what, I'm going to leave a smashed up car. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to go buy some new shoes.
Yeah. Do I want to get my car fixed or get new shoes?
Yeah. That's lazy. Like if you can't afford to fix it, you ran into something yourself. I get it. But if somebody hits you, you get a check for the damage and you spend it on something else. It's very interesting. If you're paying bills, maybe.
I imagine that happens all the time, like it does with like student loan checks. There are plenty of like, when I was at Auburn, there were a lot of international students that would get their check for tuition and then go and buy a bunch of Louis Vuitton.
So
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, first of all, two things. I want to come back to that. But Brian with the line of the day in the chat room, man, LT would be pissed at these guys. They wasted a black and yellow marker.
Pull it. We're going a little overboard on this one, but that's fine.
So the student loan check doesn't go straight to the school. It goes to the person, and you take it to the school?
Yeah, because you can use it for housing and stuff if you live in an off-campus apartment.
Yeah, I don't know, and maybe Anna Kate's on full scholarship, but the 529, I just call up my guy, and I'm like, hey, I need X amount for this semester, and he just cuts me a check, and if I wanted to, go to the Maldives with that money, I could do it.
Yeah, but that's money you invested, though, in the 529. Now, it earned interest, but it's money you invested. I'm just saying student loan is a loan a government agency is giving out. I don't guess I knew it went straight to the student and they paid. I thought it would go like you would have to tell Jacksonville State University, I'm on student loan, they get the check and everything's. I'm just saying it seems like if we're going to give it to the student, we run the risk of the student not using it for tuition, which is obviously what happens, according to you.
Yeah, but financial aid offices, they're not calling in to check with you to see where you got the money. They just want to see that it is paid.
Yeah. I guess so.
Do you like the ramen noodles?
Lance, this may come as a shock to you.
Don't say never.
I don't think I've ever had ramen noodles.
Wow.
What?
I don't think I've ever had ramen noodles.
Wow.
That's not to say I had a bunch of money in college.
You mac and cheese more? Box of Kraft?
Yeah, box of Kraft in college.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect southern night. Nextround.store. The memories are waiting.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Show 1088, day before Thanksgiving. We're thankful for you. And please like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Apple and Spotify as well as we get rolling. Day before Thanksgiving, LT, D&B with you. Forrester, Brooks, and Tyler behind the big glass. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Hatless with that haircut, smiling already. What were you laughing at over here?
I guess LT was knocking some stuff over. What was going on back there?
I was looking for this one. I did a bunch of notes on an index card, and I can't find the son of a bitch.
Can't find the index card?
It's okay.
Maybe it's in there on the desk. We'll get to a lot of stuff today. Forrester back there with 17 more cuts to get to today, and all the Iron Bowl preview stuff and coaching slots being filled up. I know you guys talked a lot of NFL after I left yesterday. A magical day tomorrow for the National Football League. But let's start with the college football selection show and the things we saw last night. First things first, Ducks jumped Rebels. Ole Miss, I mean, it's a precarious place they are this week with Lane Kiffin holding everybody hostage in Oxford. They got a road game against their rival in Mississippi State. And now, if they were to lose this game to Mississippi State, they lose their chance at hosting a home game. I don't think they'd fall out, but a chance of hosting in Oxford.
I disagree with, depending on some things happening, with them dropping a spot like they did. Again, you just got to look to Alabama fell 6 spots when they lost to a top 10. Texas fell 7 spots when they lost to a top 5. If Ole Miss loses, and their resume is nothing outside of Oklahoma, if they were to lose to an unranked Mississippi State, the committee could easily drop them 8 spots. Easily.
Yeah, they could. I don't know if they would. I did feel like this move here was preparing for whatever Lane does. Like, I just felt like just move them a little bit closer to the bottom. You can justify jumping Oregon because Oregon over them because Oregon beat USC. And Ole Miss was playing who Saturday? Nobody. So you could justify it. It was easily a justifiable move to move Oregon up there. And now you've got Ole Miss one step closer to out the door if you have to make that decision. If they lose to State and Lane Kiffin announces he's going to LSU the next day, and you're going to make the decision to drop them out, which, obviously they have not closed the door on that being the case, you've got them one step closer to out right now. That's why I thought they dropped.
There's just no way that they should be punished for their head coach leaving. There's no way.
Well, I mean, should you be punished for your quarterback getting hurt?
Yeah, that impacts the game on the field.
So does the coach. Yeah, absolutely.
Are you out of your mind?
Are you crazy?
You don't think that head coach?
So you think that,
I mean, Reese basically asked Yurichek the same thing. He was like kind of equating losing a quarterback in Florida State to losing a head coach.
Charlie Weiss Jr., who helps with the play calling anyway.
Good luck.
You don't think he can call the plays?
I'm sure he can call the plays, but holding this thing together, I just think it's totally different.
Well, he doesn't have to recruit and hold it together for the future for the next decade.
No, but
he just has to coach it.
He's got to navigate them through the playoffs.
Yeah, there is a routine. And why is Ole Miss good right now? Is it not Lane Kiffin?
Yeah. He's built a program.
Right.
He's built a program, and I would assume that he built it well enough that somebody else could coach it for a month.
Maybe for a game. I mean, you might be able to win a game, but there is no chance without him they're going to win games.
Yeah.
And I think it's a factor. And I just...
So you would agree moving them out if Lane leaves?
Oh, I would agree moving them out if Mississippi State beats them. I don't think they're that good.
Let's go about either way.
If Vanderbilt beats Tennessee and Ole Miss loses, Vanderbilt should be in front of Ole Miss.
Okay. Did we see that game on the field? We didn't this year, did we?
No, we didn't.
We did not.
It's just personal eye test. If you are to lose to Mississippi State, then I think Vanderbilt just resume. They don't have the highest of high wins. Now, what's going to be crazy?
Are you going to jump Oklahoma over them?
I was going to say if Oklahoma loses,
there's a lot of problems. Yes, that's one of them.
That's one of them.
That's a massive problem. But I think you can make an argument for Vanderbilt over Ole Miss. And if the last thing we've seen, if you're worried about Lane Kiffin, that would show me there's a little discord, right? There's, it's not smooth sailing like Lane has painted. Hey, man, we haven't had any problems. There haven't been any distractions. You lose to Mississippi State, there was obviously a distraction.
I would agree. That's what it's going to be labeled. Yeah, that will be 100% pinned on Lane Kiffin if they lose to State. But you could justify jumping to your point. You could justify jumping Oregon. They beat USC. I mean, that was a good win. And they didn't just beat them.
Can you guys tell me this? Who are the Big Ten? Who's their television contract with?
Fox.
Yeah. Why in the hell
CBS,
was every
NBC.
personality last night from the committee members to all of the personalities on ESPN talking about what a great win that was for Oregon? That was a good win.
I wouldn't call it great.
What a great win.
No.
Well, what do you mean? They should be trumpeting for a different conference?
No, well, I'm just saying it seems like they were trumpeting for the Big Ten. Like, man, this Oregon win was a great win for Oregon.
Yeah,
Well,
USC was 15th.
It's their best win of the year, though, right?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, what a great win! I mean, they're saying like they almost equate it to this was like a top 5 battle. Like,
But you're not saying that you think ESPN should not be playing up the Big Ten at all, right? That they should be.
no, I'm just surprising. It's something you would think that they have a television contract with the Big Ten because they're hyping up one of their members so much.
Yeah, I think they were just being fair analysts that it was a big win for Oregon. That was a big win for Oregon.
Yeah, but USC's been not good on the road at all.
Yeah,
So I mean, I wasn't that impressed with the win. I mean,
They're 17th now in the rankings.
they're not going to drop them for it because they want it to look good.
That's true. It's kind of hard to make the argument.
17th in the rankings, 2 spots ahead of Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, but they're pretty. I mean, like Tennessee, they're pretty average.
Yeah. I don't disagree that they're pretty average, but it's Oregon's best win. Am I not right?
No, yeah.
I mean, their
And
only
that's the
other good
problem.
win is at Iowa, who's not even ranked in this thing.
I mean, we're going to have some average teams in this thing. I mean, if
Oh,
Oregon
sure,
is to
you got
lose to
to.
Washington, which is very possible, Ole Miss loses to Mississippi State. I mean, both of those teams probably do get in with 2 losses.
Yeah. What else do you guys want to talk about from that college football playoff committee?
This Hunter Yurachek guy needs to decline the interview. That's what I'd do if I were him. I'd
Should have declined the post. Like, why
Yeah,
would he even want to take this?
That would have been my start. This guy has made a complete fool of himself. The whole 6'7" joke, I mean, that was the cringiest thing I've ever seen on TV.
That needs to go away, by the way.
I agree completely. And 70-year-old men like Hunter Yurachek don't need to be doing it. And then following it up by calling Reese Davis rich. Anyway, Rich, I mean, this guy. This whole committee, the committee thing is so stupid. We have so overthought this thing. This is so college football to come up with a good idea and then overthink it and try to ruin it. And then the idea be so good that you can't ruin it. But they have tried their best with this committee. This is so stupid.
And they need to admit that eye test is part of this, right?
Why would it not be?
It's got to be with Notre Dame.
Why have a committee if you don't use eye test?
That's the ESPN analyst said that all night, that this committee has shown that eye test is what wins the day. Notre Dame is the eye test.
But acknowledge it, I mean, I think that's part of it. We've got football people on this committee because, we're watching to see who the best teams are. I know Notre Dame hasn't played great teams, but they're beating the holy hell out of these teams.
I think it should be actually heavy towards eye test if you're going to have humans. That should be basically your deciding factor.
The part I watched, that's what they said, was Notre Dame's eye test is better than Alabama.
No, I think that's what the analysts were saying. I don't think the committee's ever embraced that.
Yeah. If I'm going to have humans on the committee, the eye test needs to be a big factor. They use all these analytics and stuff like that. Well, hell, computers can do that. I don't need humans for that. I mean, just watch this and tell me.
Another well-placed hell there. I like that one. For emphasis, I like that.
Okay. Just watch this and tell me who the best teams are. I mean, that's why I put a guy on there that played football, who I don't even know was watching football before this, but he played football. I don't know why we have athletic directors on there. I really don't. Seems like a wasted spot. But, I mean, if you're going to have football people on there, let them watch it and say, no, I know football. This team is better than this team. Put them number 4.
Can you guys figure this out for me? If Ole Miss was to lose, Oklahoma loses, Bama loses, and Vanderbilt loses. Those are all possible. They're all within 7 points.
Okay, say that again.
Ole Miss loses.
Okay.
I don't know why you're laughing. Like,
I mean, that's just a lot of losses. Go.
I mean, it's 4 losses. Oklahoma,
okay,
Alabama,
okay,
and Vanderbilt.
And they all lose.
Yeah.
And what's the question on the other side?
No, I mean, like, how does it stack up at that point? I mean, you've got a 2-loss Ole Miss that really doesn't deserve to be in. 3-loss Oklahoma, there's no chance, especially if Texas wins, because then they're 3-loss head-to-head right there. Alabama loses 3 losses. They don't deserve to be in. Vanderbilt loses 3 losses.
You got to answer me some questions then. Does BYU beat Texas Tech?
In the Big 12 championship.
I need to know that to answer your questions.
No.
Okay, they don't? All right, then they're not in. Does Miami beat Pitt?
Probably.
Okay, then they're in.
You can't put Utah in front of these teams.
I don't disagree, but I mean, they're next man up.
But hey, at that point, what do you do with Texas and Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Both 3-loss teams.
I know.
Texas beat them straight up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
we
we will get some chaos this weekend. It always happens.
I'm for it. I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
I like chaos. I like them have to make some tough decisions.
The committee says, on the Alabama game, remember when Alabama got jumped by Notre Dame and how far they dropped, they started referencing rushing yards, which was one thing. That's the eye test part of it. When they're talking eye test, they're talking about one team can't run, one team can run, which resonates with the coaches that are in there. Another thing that they referenced was having to come back and score 2 touchdowns late against South Carolina. Seemed to have punished Alabama for having to come back and beat South Carolina the way they did. Remember when they said that?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Utah holds on at number 13 in the rankings. I think that was down 1. Miami jumped them, I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
But Utah is 13th in the rankings. They're down 10 with 7 minutes to go against Kansas State. But no big drop for them that they had to battle back to beat a Kansas State team fighting for bowl eligibility in the 10 points in the final 7 minutes. That's the part that's frustrating to a lot of people that, okay, you're going to say this about, say, Alabama, but you're not going to hold Utah to the same accountability.
Yeah, I mean, if you think Oregon's that good, how do you drop USC 2 spots if Oregon's that good and USC loses on the road and Utah at home never controlled that game and they only dropped 1 spot? I do think the committee, they want to work Miami up because in a perfect world with a little attrition, they don't want to have that conversation. They would love to find a path for Miami to get in.
They had the conversation last night because they are in the same groupings, and they were asked, and they said, we compared head-to-head Notre Dame and Miami in the room. We did a side-by-side comparison, and Notre Dame is 9th and Miami is 12th. And that's comparing the head-to-head win, which makes no sense to me. But they compared them.
Yeah.
And one is 9 and one is 12. And so what we're getting with eye test involved is that we do not value strength of schedule. Now they use the phrase strength of schedule and all of that, but we don't value that. There's no penalty for Notre Dame in who they've played and who they've beaten. The quality of losses are there for Notre Dame, but when you're going eye test, I don't understand how you can do an eye test when you have Notre Dame beating the teams that they beat, and we'll do it again this weekend, and then other teams are playing tougher teams. The game control and the eye test just can't be measured.
Miami's schedule has been more difficult. They beat them head-to-head. Imagine this scenario. We have been guaranteed or told that whoever plays in the SEC championship can't fall out, right?
Guarantee. I mean, that's the belief. I would not use the word guarantee, but that's
the belief. And this is why I would love to see LSU pull the upset this weekend. If Oklahoma drops to 9-3, Alabama plays in the SEC championship and absorbs a 3rd loss, you've got 3-loss Oklahoma, 3-loss Alabama. Oklahoma just beat them in Bryant-Denny.
Alabama's in.
Yeah, but how do you do that?
Well, you do it because
they got their 3rd loss in the postseason.
Yeah,
basically.
They don't count that loss, and they don't say it in these terms, but those losses.
But they need to.
I don't agree with you. Alabama has to play an extra game, or take Alabama off the table. Ohio State and Indiana have to play an extra game.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a lot of teams that would be like, you know what? Instead of absorbing a 3rd loss, I'll just stay home.
But they don't get that choice, and you have to play that extra game. So they're not going to penalize the fact that you have to play an extra game over everyone else. Now, they're not going to say we don't count that loss like a normal loss, but they don't. So, yeah, Alabama would be in that situation. I think that one's actually one of the easier ones because they've got a mechanism to address that.
I see what you're saying, but again, if I'm Oklahoma, I'm like, damn, 3 weweeks ago we just beat you guys in your house.
You should have been in the SEC championship game would be the answer to that. I mean, don't lose to LSU on Rivalry Saturday. I mean, that's a bad loss right now.
Arizona State's 20th in the rankings. I always look at the bottom. Arizona's 25th in the rankings. They'll play in their first territorial cup, both ranked together since 2014. But that's backfilling Big 12. Arizona State. Throw in the teams ahead of them, and you've got a case for Texas Tech maybe getting a bye. You've got a case being made for Texas Tech when they lose, staying in. For BYU maybe playing in and getting a net large for making it to the Big 12 championship game with only 1 loss. with those teams stacked at the bottom. One of those will still be ranked by the time you get through championship weekend.
BYU is interesting. I mean, if BYU goes out and dusts South Florida this weekend, Central Florida, like they should, they lost a tight game to Texas Tech. Their 2 losses are to Texas Tech, and if we believe they really are one of the 4 or 5 best teams in college football, how do you penalize them for having to play them twice?
Yeah, that's a championship game loss, but they're going into that championship game are on the outside looking in, unless a bunch of crap happens in front of them.
But if you look at them, if you think Texas Tech's that good and the only team they lost to in the regular season, and then they had to play them again in the Big 12 championship and they lose a tight game, I mean, you can make an argument for BYU.
I mean, if enough attrition happens, yeah.
With everything the committee is showing us so far, likely 5 SEC teams or not 5 SEC teams?
Well,
depends on this weekend.
Yeah, let me know.
I mean, I would say right now 5.
Let's say all the favorites win this weekend.
Then yes, 5.
Yeah, then A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and Alabama. Yeah,
that
it's
puts
5.
Alabama and Atlanta. Yeah. And again, it is our belief that Alabama is not going to move out regardless of the outcome in Atlanta. So yeah, I'd say 5.
Okay. If Alabama did, and this is something we obviously we get to next week, if Alabama beats Auburn, but if they lost that game and they got bounced, then does it become a situation where coaches are like, we're not playing in this anymore?
No, I think it becomes a situation where that probably pushes. That's the first stone to fall, the first domino to fall that'll push to a 16 team, and it will also push to what Dunaway has always said we're going to end up doing anyway, which we're probably going to end up doing anyway, where every conference is guaranteed a certain amount of teams.
And we'll get rid of conference championship games.
That could be. I mean, that could be also a fallout from that. I don't think that will be immediate. That's going to require the TV partners coming in and saying, okay, Big Ten and SEC, you make X off these games. We're going to give you that for another round of the playoffs, basically. You don't have to hold the game anymore. We're just going to add another round of playoffs. You're going to get the money.
I would love, as we give you a couple of our sponsors here, I'd love in the chat room, let us know, guys, just a unscientific poll. With this committee discussion, which eats up so much of our life, it seems, are you prepared? Would you prefer moving forward that it's laid out and there's no committee, no rankings that matter, and you just play your way in like in the NFL? There's set number of SEC teams, set number of Big Ten, set number of Big 12, set number of ACCs. You punt the group of 5, let them have their own championship if you want, and you just play your way in to the playoffs.
What do you think that would look like right now as far as numbers? Well, if we were just doing 12, or are you doing 16?
I think 16 would be the number, and I think it would be
4-4?
4-4-2-2. How many does that get?
That's 10.
That's 10.
No, it's 12.
That's 12.
We both did 10 for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
4-4-2-2.
So now you got 4 spots left for at-larges and group of 5.
Yeah. So the at-larges, I guess you could leave the wild cards availability there. I guess you would need a ranking system at that point.
Well, you could do 3 wild cards and then the one group 5 if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't mind having 3 wild cards. Of course, we get back to that debate again,
Yeah, but at that point, you've played your way in. If you can't finish top 4 in your conference in the SEC Big Ten, then you're fighting for a wild card, and whatever happens, let God sort them out.
Yeah.
But that's 4 guaranteed spots, and you play your way into that. Or maybe 5 for the Big Ten and the SEC.
Are there only absolutely 4 teams guaranteed to get in right now?
From the SEC?
No, I'm talking about
overall. You're
just
saying
overall.
Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia?
Yeah. I mean, it would take some craziness.
Well,
but
I mean, Texas Tech feels pretty guaranteed, but maybe not.
I mean, if they lost to West Virginia this week.
Well, that's true. I forgot about that game.
Dunaway's got them in his upset alert.
But if Texas Tech wins and gets to the Big 12 championship,
it
they're
becomes
locked.
5. Yeah.
And if Oregon survives Washington, I think they're locked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have to play another game.
Do you think they're locked if they lose to Washington,
No,
though?
I do not.
It's close.
Yeah.
I think
close.
they're tricky. As Dunaway likes to say, they got that patch on the shoulder.
Yeah.
That helps.
At Big Ten, this thing, we're not playing with only 3 Big Ten teams.
I mean,
only 2 Big Ten teams.
Notre Dame's probably in the better shape than Texas Tech because they've got Stanford. And, there's no way Notre Dame is not in.
I wouldn't think.
Let's just go ahead and do our Whacked Out Wednesday here.
All right.
Can you go ahead? It's brought to you by
really-
Alexander Chenard. Before you hit that, tell us about Lance's Lock, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill.
Yes, more college. We had 6 college basketball plays up and available yesterday. There will be more college football tonight, getting ready for a big day in the NFL. 3 great matchups tomorrow. Jump on board. It's been a great season at Lance's Lock. We get a free play every single day. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham's trust since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues arise in your home or business. They are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew. The guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com. You guys, I apologize. I have not drawn mine yet.
But no, it's quite all right.
We never get to it at 9:20.
Yeah.
The College Football Spotlight.
There would be no reason for you to have it ready right now. Shenara Spotlight, Shenara.com, Shenara.com. He is the guy. You never pay a dime unless you win your case. Alexander Shenara, trial attorneys, Birmingham born, Birmingham bred. He is a guy that wanted to create a firm that would handle anything his community faced. He has done just that with Shenara Trial Attorneys. You know they handle personal injury cases. Did you also know they handle claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims? When you are in need of an attorney, you're first up. Shenara.com, Shenara.com.
Whacked Out Wednesday, where we basically just say, all right, the point spread's wrong. It's not big enough. It's the opposite of upset alert. Brownie, where are you going? Let's do it at the same time. Ready?
Why, you think you got the same one I got?
Pretty sure.
Oh, really? Because I think I have drawn, for the back room, they can judge this, the best logo perhaps I've ever drawn here.
Yeah. I had mine drawn before you got here. I went alternate logo.
Did you? I did not go alternate logo. I went accepted logo, and I think it's the best I've ever drawn.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good clover.
That's a
but
good clover
that
leaf.
is a... Now he's got a destroyed head. Like, I don't know if
Well, I mean, look at the picture.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Is it really that distorted?
The leprechaun is a strange-looking human.
Okay.
Yeah. Or is it a human?
But
I
he
don't know if it's
did.
a human.
Miami and Texas A&M flattened that face a little bit.
Yeah, they did a little bit. He still got that nose out there. I like y'all picking this part.
No,
but
no,
I
no,
did say it was the best I've ever drawn, so I set myself up for that.
I thought it was really good. Whacked Out Wednesday, Notre Dame. You can't make the line big enough.
I don't think you can. I think you saw that against Syracuse. I don't know if they need style points, but Marcus Freeman certainly is approaching this portion of his schedule as if they need style points. They destroyed Pitt. They destroyed Syracuse. Those teams, I don't even know if they were trying. I think Stanford Dunaway probably gave everything they had left in the tank last week to beat their arch rival Cal, and this sets up for a complete blowout.
Hey, and by the way, can I just say this so it's not misinterpreted here?
Sure.
A couple of things. One of them, Notre Dame's one of the best 12, 10, maybe 5 teams in the country. So I hate that they're getting drug into this discussion about how weak their schedule is and whether or not they deserve to be here or there because of other people's tough schedule. That's unfair to Notre Dame. I really, truly believe they're good enough to win a national championship. So they should be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think y'all both agree with that.
Oh.
They deserve to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I've said it for a month. I believe they can win a national championship.
Yeah.
I really do.
But when we discuss them and we crap on their schedule, that's just the reality of discussing other teams and how tough their schedules are. But you can't play this tournament with supposedly the 9 best or 8 best teams and others. You can't play this tournament without Notre Dame in it this year because I believe they're one of the 8 best teams in the country.
I think Notre Dame probably in the SEC right now would be the 3rd best team in the SEC, maybe 4th best.
But I think one of the reasons people are jumping on them is they lost to the 2 best teams they played. And it happened to be the first 2 games of the season, but they lost to the 2 best teams they played. Now, they have beaten 2 ranked teams, Pitt and USC, in the bottom of the rankings, but still ranked. So they at least have 2 ranked wins, which is more than some teams can probably say.
Without that controversial win by A&M, how fascinating would this weekend be? Because A&M with 1 loss with that resume, and they're hanging everything on Notre Dame. They lose to Texas, they're probably out. I don't know where they would be right now. They'd probably be around 11 or 12 with 1 loss. Is that fair?
They probably would be.
Because they've played nobody.
Yeah.
I would say this about, you're talking Texas A&M.
Yeah,
Texas A&M, yeah.
I remember that game being back and forth, right?
It was.
And it was a late score by A&M to win it, right?
Yeah, and the controversial play, for those who have forgotten, is it was a late score. There is basically an unblocked defender that gets tackled. I mean, it was a clear as day hold.
Yeah.
I mean, 99 times out of 100, flag goes down on that one and the touchdown gets wiped off. Doesn't mean A&M doesn't score on the next play. obviously, and what people would say is, hey, you shouldn't have let it come down to that play. You're Notre Dame. You're at home. Put A&M away.
Do you think they're discussing that in the room?
It's been so long ago. I mean, didn't they say they were discussing a negative factor for Georgia Tech, a missed call in the Wake Forest game? So if you're discussing that, I think you have to discuss this one too, because it certainly impacted the outcome.
Yeah. Then shouldn't they be discussing Oklahoma against Auburn with that illegal play that they ran?
I mean, if you open Pandora's box,
that's the problem. Like, they paint themselves into so many freaking corners.
So, I mean, you could be discussing, I hate to bring Auburn back in this, you could be discussing Auburn, Georgia. I mean, they could be saying, guys, that game was going to be 17-0 at the half if that call, goes the other way. I mean, if you open Pandora's box on that, you can get in a lot of trouble.
Imagine if you went through the top 15 and you changed one play in the top 15's resume. Yeah. Because, that Georgia goes down 17-0, they don't win that game. They've got 2 losses.
I mean, if you want to keep going down this rabbit hole, Jim, you could say, hey, look, on that pick 6, Oklahoma against Alabama, there's a clear as day pass interference on Isaiah Horton right there. I mean, that's why that's a dangerous discussion.
I personally think he ran into him before
I think 100%
ran him off the route, hit him.
I think 100% he did. I think that gets called pass interference a lot, but that's why that's a dangerous discussion. Yeah. Because it happened to Notre Dame the last play of the game, basically. It happened Auburn against Oklahoma in the first half. It happened to Alabama against Oklahoma in the first half. Yeah. But, hey, were those big plays? I mean, without that pick 6, you think Oklahoma beats Alabama?
No. I don't. No. I mean, Alabama's one fumble or something
just one of those turnovers.
Yeah. So that's why I would hope they never have those discussions in the room. I mean, if we're going to have human officials that are going to miss things, we just got to accept that.
It seems like this committee's having 6, 7 of them.
Oh, God. That was as bad. That was actually not as bad as Hunter Yurachek.
I actually thought about me when he did it. I was like, that's something I would have done. Yeah. The backfilling of this thing to have Arizona and Arizona State in there where they do, the fact that Texas Tech is 5th, the AP has Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas Tech. The committee has Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss. Lets you know that this committee loves them some Big 12.
I do think, though, and I would have said last week, I think 3 teams are really, really good. But, Utah, I mean, they've kind of had that Notre Dame-like schedule. And then last week, I think they kind of got exposed, although they still found a way to win that game. Do you think Texas Tech and BYU are really good?
Yeah, I mean, I think those are both really good teams. Could we have the playoffs without BYU and feel like we've got a legitimate playoffs?
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Yeah, I mean, to your point.
Alabama, Texas Tech, or Alabama, BYU, neutral field.
I mean, I'm going to go Alabama.
Yeah, I would go Alabama. Yeah. And that was what I was going to say. Like,
when Alabama gets bumped out of this thing.
I think Alabama can win the national championship. Yeah. Like, I don't think BYU can. Texas Tech, I don't think they can. Their defense is good enough too. But if Alabama gets on a heater with Simpson, they can win it. Yeah.
But Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Alabama.
Oklahoma cannot win this thing, I don't think.
But could they beat Texas Tech and BYU?
Yeah, oh yeah.
See, one of those type teams are going to be left out if BYU wins the Big 12 championship game.
I mean, look, Alabama last year, say what you want. A couple of things. Carson Beck doesn't get hurt. Georgia could have won the whole thing last year. If Alabama gets in based on Notre Dame playing for the national championship, Alabama could have gotten hot. I mean, good Jalen Milroe was really good.
Yeah, just access is all you need to have a chance to win it for some of these teams. That's the College Football Playoff Committee. We'll do it one more time on Tuesday night, and then it's the one that counts, the Sunday after championship week.
Yep.
So we're a week from Sunday?
Yes.
From the selection.
From the one that matters.
But they will do it again on Tuesday.
Yeah. They give you one more going into championship week. Yeah.
All right. So that's what we had last night. The Iron Bowl, we'll discuss that in the next segment coming up. Dan Orlovsky, our only guest today. He'll be midway through hour number 2. We've already given you Whacked Out Wednesday. One more thing to get to in this segment after. LT tells us about our friends at Odie's and Brownie about Central State Bank.
Yeah, I do want to ask you guys one more thing on this, and we can do it at any point during the show. But our friends at Odie's want to remind you tonight, Odie's Team Trivia. It's one of the more electric atmospheres at Odie's every single year, the night before Thanksgiving. Not only will we do trivia, then Will Dayton Rockstar, they are going to be performing right after us. They'll start up about 10 o'clock, so you'll have live music, bring family, friends. It'll be packed tonight. Get there early, enjoy the great food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it for 4 decades now. Award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Great festivities tonight. The original location in Crestline, also a location at Edgewood. Birmingham Institution at Odie's Tavern.
Hey, college life moves fast. Your banking should as well. So whether it is your first paycheck, a textbook hustle, or a weekend road trip, Central State Bank is here to back you up. Easy-to-use accounts for that student in your life, mobile banking, which helps you when that student is away from home, but then hometown service when they're in home. It makes adulting easier. So family-owned, community-focused, and for your students, it is always in your corner. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
All right, you had one more thing you wanted to ask about this.
If this was old school BCS, this weekend going into it, we know winner gets in Ohio State, Indiana. I mean,
So is this old school BCS with
14?
2 or
Two.
4?
I mean, how
2?
interesting would this weekend be? Because, it could be A&M and Bama. It could be A&M and Georgia. It could be Georgia and Ole Miss.
Your problem in old school BCS is Alabama probably couldn't climb their way back in, even with an SEC championship. Ohio State, Indiana loser would probably...
Well, you say that. Bama, if they beat Auburn, maybe they go up 2 spots to 8. And then if they beat a number 2 or 3 Georgia or A&M.
Yeah, it'd be a mess in the 4-team.
Or a 2-team would be a mess.
Oh, 2-team would be... Yeah, 2-team would be a big mess
because how do you punish Indiana or Ohio State for losing 1 game in a championship
But
game?
in a 2-team, you used to have to punish them that way. I mean, that was pretty obvious in a 2-team.
And chances are you'd play Ohio State and Indiana twice in the old BCS.
Ooh, can you imagine that?
Wow.
Damn, just seeing it,
You think you'd put them both in?
that'd be tough.
Regardless?
I mean, you play them in the Big Ten championship game, be their first meeting, and then the loser would. Do you think the loser would drop below whoever ends up being number 3? I mean, unless Texas A&M wins it all, beats Texas,
Forster's
wins
pulled
the
it
SEC.
there.
So is that the current BCS?
Yeah, it's the BCS ranking. Committees on the right, simulated BCS to the left.
Yeah, which, by the way, they end up looking a lot alike.
Not when it comes to Texas Tech.
Oh, there's always, there's like always one outlier and everything else pretty much the same.
Yeah, computers like Oregon, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'd be fascinating. Yeah, the old school BCS, Alabama winning the SEC championship game would be a huge wrench in the process.
Oh, and can you imagine? Yeah, 2 losses, and if you're Ohio State or Indiana, we lost 1 game.
In our championship game, yeah.
No, Alabama winning the SEC championship game would make it Ohio State Indiana rematch.
In a 4-team or a 2-team?
2-team.
Yeah,
You're probably right.
Probably right, because it would.
Boy, people would be pissed to see that again.
It would require Georgia to jump one of them, and it probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah, and then Mike Gundy would be on the phone. See, I told you guys that's not right.
No, I mean, can you imagine, though, within 3 weeks, like Indiana beats Ohio State and then Ohio State beats Indiana? I mean, what have you settled? I know people say 2011 with LSU and Alabama.
Go back to Florida State, Florida that year. Steve Spurrier's
96, 95,
whatever year Spurrier won his only one. All right, Bojangles bringing you part of the show here, and we'll jump to the Iron Bowl conversation in our next segment. Tell us about Bojangles.
You can make a bow time with Bojangles, whether it is that holiday party, which is a great idea, by the way, non-traditional catering for your holiday party. Bojangles is it. Get those hand-breaded chicken tenders, the great fried chicken, the biscuits, the great sides, the sweet tea, all right there for that holiday party. And the Bo Bites, don't forget those, the hand-breaded chicken tender bites. They've got that peach honey pepper dipping sauce that goes with them, which is fantastic. Also, your tailgates for high school football, your college football watch parties, your college football tailgates, it can all come from Bojangles, where you can always, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or any party, make it bow time.
And our friends at the Pants Store. It's the holiday season and great locations in Huntsville and all over Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and Auburn. You can sort of make the holiday cheer spread to Alabama and Auburn fans with great name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua and Gentile. Nothing says War Eagle Roll Tide like the Pants Store with their polos, their hats, their quarter zips, and so much more. And for the ladies as well, they've got the rompers and the dresses, the boots and the platforms, the sneakers and everything with free alterations and free gift wrapping. So go to the stores this holiday season or get it shipped anywhere that you're listening to us. Pantstore.com, pantstore.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. Nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at Nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with Nextround.store.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Iron Bowl conversation here in this segment brought to you by our friends at A+. Brownie, tell us about A+. Let's say you had a beautiful drawn leprechaun and you dropped it. Who would you call?
It's Brad Bell. I'd see if he could rebuild my leprechaun. He rebuilt the master bath in the Brown house. Brad Bell did. He was the guy that when it came time to redo the master bath in the Brown home, my wife Jennifer scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. Brad Bell was the guy she picked. You can do the same. He specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That is his specialty. Now, that's not to say it's all he does, but it is, in fact, his specialty. Reason that matters to you, you spend a lot of time in those rooms when you live in your home, and when you go to sell your home, you can make some money back on those rooms. So make sure your entire house is updated, but certainly that master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closet area. Here's where you can find more on Brad. AlabamaBathRemodels.com. That is AlabamaBathRemodels.com. Or call 205-422-1758. 205-422-1758. Brad Bell, AlabamaBathRemodels.com.
You know, after the storm the other night, driving around a lot of dead trees all over the place, if you've got dead trees on your lot, they can cause a lot of property damage. You need to get those extracted. Our friends at Gray's, they are the best in the business. Founded 30 years ago, family-owned, community-based, over 80 employees, 24/7 emergency storm services, free estimates on all the services from removal, the trimming, the health. You care for your lawn, care for your trees as well. Call them today, 205-255-1239. Tell them the next round sent you. You can scan the QR code right there or just visit graystree.com.
All right, so Alabama and Auburn this weekend as we get ready for the game with all the stuff going on. Maybe sometimes we don't talk enough about this contest here. Hey, let's listen to Kadyn Proctor. We talk so much about the stadium that we're going to play this game in. Kadyn Proctor, Alabama's left tackle, wants to remind people that's Auburn defense is pretty dang good. Here's Kadyn Proctor.
I mean, they got multiple first-rounders. I mean, you see Keldrick Falk, number 15 out there doing his thing. Tall, lengthy guy. He's had a lot of experience, played since his freshman year. I mean, number 17 stands out to me. I mean, he's got 15.5 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks. So those are crazy numbers to have as a linebacker. So I know those guys stand out. And I mean, they're big up front. You got fast linebackers, fast flow. They come downhill and hit you. So I feel like that's what stands out to me. Really, really, really good defense.
Xavier Atkins, the other guy he's talking about there. It's a shame that when we played this game at Jordan-Hare Stadium, we never give the other team enough credit for being talented. He just told you how much talent is on that defense.
Yeah, that's the thing. And maybe it gets overshadowed because of how good Oklahoma's defense has been, and everybody's kind of focusing on how good that defense is right now in the SEC. And even Alabama has got a top 10 scoring defense, but Auburn's right there fringe. I mean, they're only giving up 20 points per game. That is a defense that can win you a championship.
I look at Auburn's defense, and I think of Oklahoma. They don't do the same kind of disguising and quirkiness that Brent Venables does. But when I talk talent, I think about Auburn's defense.
Yeah, I mean, look, Falk and Atkins are really, really good. The defensive line for Oklahoma is, I guess, probably the difference there. But, I mean, they're not far off. And if they're going to win this game on Saturday, Brown, it's going to be because of the defense. I would be shocked if Ashton Daniels carves up Alabama's defense like he did up in Nashville against Vanderbilt.
Outside of Vanderbilt, Auburn's offense has been atrocious. Give me the game they've been blown out in, and that says all you need to know about Auburn's defense. Every one of these games, they have been right in it with a chance to win.
I think they held Texas A&M lower than anybody in the country all season long, right?
Yeah.
Now, I cherry-picked this, but do you at least factor this in? Since Durkin did take over and unleash this new offense, and the last two games, and I know Mercer was one of them again, and I'm cherry-picking here, over 1,100 yards and 100 points in those two games. If you go back and you take Arkansas out of the mix, Kentucky, Missouri, Georgia, A&M, and Oklahoma, in those 5 games, they only scored 1,300 points and 1,300 yards and 57 points. So almost half the point production in those 5 games that you've had in the last 2.
But the flip side of that coin is, what has the defense done in those 2 games? That's what I find interesting. With DJ Durkin having taken over at interim coach, you can't deny the defense has slipped a little bit. And it's just 2 games. Same thing you would say about those offensive numbers. Hey, it's just 2 games and one of them is Mercer. I would say the same thing about the defensive numbers. It's just 2 games and one of them is Mercer. But it is undeniable that in the 2 games that DJ Durkin has been interim head coach, Auburn's defense has not played to the level it has the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky game, but back to your point on how good this defense is, if Alabama scores 28+, they ain't losing this game.
Kim Coleman's targets are up, too, since DJ Durkin took over. 20 targets in the last 2 games. The most 2-game stretch of his Auburn career, either year combined. He's been targeted these last 2 games more than any other 2 games you can pick out in his Auburn career. So they're at least trying to get the ball to their best guy.
DJ's like, hey, look, I'm doing everything I can to keep Cam Coleman, because I don't know where you guys are on this, and I know a lot depends on who takes this thing over. But Cam Coleman is going to be a highly coveted guy.
Of course he is. And I would tell my quarterback, whether it's Deuce Knight, Ashton Daniels, or Jackson Arnold, if he doesn't look open, he's open. Throw it to Cam Coleman. I mean, the guy is going to Like, I have faith if you just throw it up for grabs to Cam Coleman, the worst-case scenario is he's going to knock it down.
Yeah.
He's going to play defender. I mean, that guy is so good with his ball skills, he's going to get to the ball.
Alabama and Ty Simpson going into this atmosphere, what DJ Durkin sees on tape after Brownie tells us about our friends at Alabama Power.
Yeah, they are still working to get power restored everywhere, so please be patient with them if you had some of those storm damages. But listen, when you've got your power working like it's supposed to without the storm damage, I ask you this question all the time. Is your power bill higher than you expected? Alabama Power doesn't want that to be the case. That's why they have the free My Power usage tool. It helps you track how much energy you're using and when you're using it. It's a great way to spot patterns and avoid surprises. Plus, Alabama Power offers some easy tips to help you save. Visit alabamapower.com/mypowerusage to learn how to manage your usage and keep cost in check with Alabama Power.
I heard a podcast somebody sent me this morning on the proper night's sleep you need to get and what it does to your body if you're not getting those 8 hours. Well, our friends at CPAP Plus, they can absolutely help out with this. If you're waking up in the morning, you're groggy, you need that nap, you're not getting the proper sleep, our friends at CPAP Plus and O'Neill Medical, they can help out with this. They're running an incredible special right now. Stop into one of those 3 locations, Trustful, Highway 280, right there in Inverness, and show your sleep score. You show the sleep score, you will register to win a $900 CPAP machine, travel machine for you from our friends at O'Neill Med and CPAP Plus. Again, just stop into one of those great locations throughout Birmingham, or you can just go online, o'neillmed.com. That is ONEAL med.com.
Here's what DJ Durkin sees in Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson.
Yeah, I think he's played at a really high level. And, we're here at the end of the season, so you get a chance to watch the whole menu of all the games. And I think he does a really good job. But he commands that offense. They give you multiple looks and with shifts and motions. And you can tell his eyes are in the right place. He knows where to go with the ball. Rarely is he kind of off cue of what the defense is doing and where to go with it, at least. And he can make all the throws. I mean, you see him, they push the ball down the field. They have a lot of vertical route concepts, and he can get it where it needs to be. He's got good playmakers to throw to, and I think he understands that. And so it's definitely a challenge. It'd be our toughest challenge, I think, of the year.
Boy, if you pick out a Ty Simpson game since Athens since, and tell me the game he needs to have to win this one.
I'm going to pull up those games.
Have you guys heard that he might be a little tweaked up?
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing that for a couple weeks.
Since the Missouri game.
Yeah. I heard South Carolina, maybe something with the back, a little wrench.
Since the Missouri game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, he looks different. Definitely looks different.
Still second in the league in yards per game. Still not throwing a lot of interceptions. He's got 4 on the season. One of those was on the Hail Mary at the end of the half. So, 3 legitimate interceptions, which would be the best in the SEC.
Yeah, I think more disturbing is some of the open throws he has missed over the last month.
Yeah, that's the hidden stuff, right?
Yeah.
I wish I could remember if it was a fumble and he got hit and fumbled and was trying to reach for the ball and got twisted against Missouri.
Yeah, I remember that play.
Yeah.
And he got up kind of gimpy.
Yeah, was that one of the first plays of the second half?
I think it was, yeah.
That's where he's been dealing with that, I think, ever since.
To answer, you said since Georgia?
Since Georgia. Can't include Georgia.
Include Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
what game does he need to have?
If he gave you the Vanderbilt game, Alabama wins this thing going away. Vanderbilt, which was a good defense at the time, they've fallen off a little bit. 23 of 31, 340, 2 touchdowns and a pick. You get that out of Ty Simpson, I think Alabama wins this
also
going away.
Also had a fumble, I would assume.
I've only got his passing numbers.
Yeah.
Missouri, he had 3 passing touchdowns, probably enough to win the game, but he only had 200 pass yards. But if you got 3 passing touchdowns, that's probably enough to win the game.
Give me his Georgia stats, because this seems to be it needs to be a Georgia type atmosphere, Georgia type physicality.
24 of 38, 276, 2 touchdowns, no picks. That wins the game also.
That's the game. Yeah. That's the game you need to
I
have.
think the only game they need to avoid,
is Oklahoma.
Well, Oklahoma, Florida State, or LSU. Like if he was 21 of 35, LSU, a touchdown, 277, and they only score 20 points. Again, if they score 28 plus, do you guys see a path to victory for Auburn if Alabama goes into Jordan-Hare and scores 28?
I do not.
28's a good number.
I just think this Alabama defense playing really well.
I would say on the Oklahoma, if you just take his passing numbers here, All right, and against Oklahoma, take away the special teams failures and the fumbles. If this is just the stat line he gives you at Jordan-Hare, 28 of 42, 326, a touchdown and a pick, 326 pass yards.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot. You've got some scoring opportunities there.
That's that status for loser type game for me because that interception was 6 for the other team.
It was. You
have some fumbles there. That Georgia game, they just seemed so buttoned up. It was on the road. I thought Alabama was the more physical team in this game.
They were
in that Georgia game, and they need to be the more physical team Saturday. And go ahead and finish what you're saying. I need cut forward, Tyler.
I was just going to say it was not just physicality against Georgia. They were the more physical team against Georgia. But I don't know if you guys would agree with this. It felt like this was the last time, that Georgia game was the last time I felt like Ryan Grubb was on one.
As far as the great calling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like his sequencing, when you say on one, what do you mean?
I watched that game. I was like, dang, Ryan Grubb is he's calling a game. I'm not saying the rest of them have been bad, but give me a game that has stood out for you, Ryan Grubb calling plays since then. End of the South Carolina game was pretty good, but most of the South Carolina game wasn't. And it's not all on Ryan Grubb. I get it, but I'm just saying. I mean, give me a game since Georgia where you're like, now there's a game where Ryan Grubb was in his bag. He was in his bag against Georgia.
They ran the first half.
They ran some stuff against Georgia. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, and even to close it out.
Yeah.
I thought they were really creative.
Yeah, but have you felt that way since?
No, not really. But again, Ty.
Yeah, to me, the receivers are running open. And either it's the protection breakdown or Ty missing the receivers or they're dropping them.
Yeah, this is where
I never put it in the scheme at all. The scheme seems to be
consistent run game would help out so much right now with this offense.
That goes back to the Georgia game. It wasn't great. It was just enough on first downs to get into those 2nd and 7s, and that's what's crucial. But being more physical, both offensively and defensively. Here's Kane Womack.
This is a physical game, right? The SEC is physical. The Iron Bowl has always been a physical football game. They're going to do some things to establish the run game. I think they've got a really good running back. I think, all of their quarterbacks can run the ball, and so we've got to do a really good job just from a physicality standpoint up front, getting off of blocks when they're trying to create a 1+, offensive system, and then they get RPOs off of it. So they're going to stretch you enough to where you can't just load the box every single play. And so some guys got to get off of blocks and make plays. So that's one of the things that, that we have to do. I think for us, when the confidence of going on the road, knowing that you can execute at a high level, our guys are playing at a high level right now. And, it's our job to keep them in that sweet spot right now. And their jobs, in terms of the leadership of the defense, I think it's been fantastic. It's been phenomenal. But good defenses, good football teams, good players just find ways to keep getting better throughout the week. And those are the things that we're trying to keep them focused on. So nothing flashy, just good old hard-nosed football.
I wanted to play that soundbite for you because he said all of their quarterbacks can run.
Yeah,
which means he's not just preparing for Ashton or Jackson or Deuce. They all can run.
Well, he saw one of them last year.
All of their quarterbacks can run.
At this point, I wouldn't be afraid of any of them throwing, but they all can run, no doubt. Are you guys? Is one of your fears as an Alabama fan that Alabama is tight in this game?
Well, they've almost always been that way at Jordan-Hare, at least early. Like there are games where they kind of get out of it and they play a little looser, as they build their lead, but. I'm telling you, man, I have been to almost every Iron Bowl at Jordan-Hare, and it seems like Alabama plays tight early in almost all of them.
Well, if you to the upsets, and by the way, I think 2 of the 4 you gave me in the first segment when I chuckled, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Vandy all losing this weekend. I think Ole Miss is going to be tight playing at Mississippi State because they know what's on the line. Oklahoma, even at home, it's going to be tight.
Well, with that offense, they're a play away from losing any game.
Yeah, I think Alabama's tight. I think Vandy's going to be tight playing Tennessee. Even though they're very fringe in this, they know they got to win to be in the conversation. I think that's what really makes for college football upsets is you get into these situations where one team has a lot more to play for than the other team. You got bragging rights and all that this weekend, but then you've got certain teams that are playing for playoffs or championships or back in the old days, major bowl bids, and that's where the tightness comes in, and that's what breaks these teams.
Was it Klatt the other day that said, I think I heard this about defense can still win championships.
Maybe.
And I think it was Klatt that said it. But anyway, my point's going to be defense does travel. And if Alabama's going to win this game, I think it's going to be with their defense. Same with Auburn.
I mean, nobody has given up fewer yards per game in the SEC than Alabama. I mean, they've got the number 1 total defense. They're number 2 scoring offense, only behind Oklahoma, who's at 14. I mean, you look at Alabama's defensive statistics, and it's a defensive team. I mean, you generally don't think of Kalen DeBoer teams as defensive teams. You trim more towards offense with them. This is a defensive team. I mean, that is Alabama's – that's what's winning them the games they're winning right now.
More Iron Bowl coming up in just a second. Basketball last night, before we get to our viewing menu, Auburn rolled in as number 21 in the country and played number 7 Michigan, and it was not close from the get-go. 102-72, and nobody on Michigan's team played more than 27 minutes. So they sat a lot of people in the second half to keep it a 30-point game there. Just the size, the speed, and the shooting from Michigan, that was a beatdown.
Yeah, look, and what a landing spot for Yaks. And Yaks went out and played 27 minutes and had 17, 5, and 4 assists. And, you know, again, Dusty May is building this up, you know, probably ahead of schedule last year in that Sweet 16 loss to Auburn and in the rematch. I know it's early, but, man, when you're up 28 at half and have the luxury to rest those guys and play a lot of minutes for a lot of guys on the bench, that does look like an impressive Michigan team early on.
You said yesterday you haven't watched a lot of basketball, but Gonzaga is the best team you've seen yet. I've watched less than you. Michigan's the best team I've seen yet. And I watched Gonzaga play the other night. Michigan is really good.
Michigan is good. Gonzaga's really good. I don't disagree with LT there. Purdue is really good. Duke is really good.
I haven't watched much of Duke yet.
It seems like I had a fifth one I sent out on Twitter last night.
Houston?
Nope, Houston is not good.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, Houston's good. They're not the Houston we've seen the last couple of years.
Always is. They'll be fighting for a 1 seed.
This team, no, they will not.
Okay.
They will not.
I think it will be a little more difficult for them.
Let's revisit that.
Well, I mean, I think like Iowa State, there's some other teams in the Big 12 right now that could give Houston some problems.
Trying to remember who my fifth team was.
North Carolina looks pretty good early.
It was Michigan, Gonzaga.
Michigan State?
No, it wasn't Michigan State. I'll have to just go look.
Well, let me just say this. That was a cold water in the face for Auburn basketball and Stephen Pearl right there. I mean, that shows you right now, and we're in November, so it's not
Arizona was the other team.
Oh, yeah, Arizona was good. Yeah. Right now, and we're in November, so it's no time to panic. But that showed you the gap, didn't it? I mean, Stephen Pearl now knows the gap between him and his team and a team that looks like they could play in the Final Four.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's there. It's probably not 30 points big, but
that was eye-opening, and I wouldn't be surprised this thing goes back in the right direction if we got Steven on the show and late February, early March, he's like, the Michigan game was one that really it turned things around, and it was a teaching moment.
Well, that'll be the tell. What do you do from this? And that's what Bruce was saying last night is, look, you're not going to win this game. Try to win the second half, and then try to use this game to get better. That's what Bruce said when he could talk, because they had 18 people talking in the second half there when they turned it into a talk show. It was such a bad game. But I think that will be the tell is what does Stephen Pearl do with this game now?
And then Alabama beat a pretty mid UNLV team 115-76. Aiden Holloway 26. Millette had 19. London Jemison had 18. Maryland and Alabama today, 11 o'clock at TNT. Auburn now gets St. John's tonight.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's a tough rebound, isn't it? Have to play St. John's
and
next?
St. John's rebounded well with a win yesterday. Just one more point on Alabama. I did think, and I agree, I don't think UNLV is very good, but Alabama, dominated the boards, so to be able to bounce back immediately.
We talk about all the time how Nate Oates in a loss is always talking about bad boards. They were plus 20, I think, in boards last night.
Yeah, they were. They were plus 20, 48-28, and then 29-35 from the stripe. So they, after struggling so much in the second half from the stripe, they hit 83% of their free throws. So those are positive signs.
Tennessee did beat Houston yesterday, 76-73. Bishop Boswell, if you don't know that name yet, maybe the best defender on that Tennessee team, was shutting down Houston's players. So a big 3-point win for the Volunteers. As more of the eras continues today, final day of that for the most part, happening with Auburn and St. John's, a tough bounce-back game, 7 o'clock on True TV, and then Maryland and Alabama tonight, 11 o'clock on TNT. And we'll see how those two survive. And then we get to the Alabama has Arizona December 13th here in town. Tickets available at Legacy if you want to go to that game. And then we'll get to conference play and see how it all shakes out. But outside of the SEC teams, 5 teams in the country that are really good, and Alabama and Auburn have played a lot of them already. Viewing menu, before we get to that, Culver's getting you ready for a to-go weekend around Thanksgiving tomorrow when you're traveling back and forth to the family. Remember our friends at Culver's.
Yeah, you can be welcome to Delicious at Culver's, and at Culver's, whether you are in the stands cheering on your favorite team, or heck, if you played in the actual game, you can head to Culver's afterwards and enjoy a great celebratory meal, no matter the outcome. Don't let a loss keep you from Culver's. Come on, man. You can enjoy those juicy butter burgers, those creamy, fresh frozen custards, the crispy crinkle-cut fries, the gooey golden cheese curds, something for everyone in your crew to enjoy at Culver's. Win or lose, Culver's the perfect place to celebrate the sweet memories you'll make all season long. So stop by Culver's in Tattersall Park and on Stadium Trace in the Birmingham area and make this game day a delicious one. Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
If you've got somebody close in your life that struggles with the vision, how about the gift of sight this holiday season? You can get it from our friends at Michelson Laser Vision, 205-969-8100, the number I called more than 2 decades ago. Very important. Ask for Amy Toe. The next round sent you. They're going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. I've still got 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the call that I made or online, michelsonlaservision.com.
All right. First off, the biggest release of the week, the month, possibly the year. And that's Stranger Things Season 5 on Netflix. The show has been going for nearly 10 years, and it feels like it's been going for 20 at this point because the breaks between seasons are so long, and I'm ready for them to wrap this show up.
Yeah, I am too. The kids, the transformation from 2016 to where they are right now, it's not even real. It is my son's favorite show. And his nieces are coming in town, and they watch it. And so that's going to mean that I'm kind of over it because I've always enjoyed it. I just don't really understand some of the plot lines. They get a little too deep for me. I lose interest or whatever, but I'm going to be stuck watching that all week.
Yep, I'm definitely going to try and finish it because as much as I love it, I am ready for it to be done. Every great story needs an end, and I'm ready for them to find an end. Also on Netflix, we've got a movie called Jingle Bell Heist. 2 down-on-their-luck hourly workers team up to rob a posh London department store on Christmas Eve. But will they steal each other's hearts along the way?
Have you seen the Champagne Minka Kelly one yet, Dunaway?
I have not. I have not watched any streaming in past couple of weeks.
Have you guys ever watched Stranger Things?
Other than Landman.
I've never seen Stranger Things, no. My daughters have watched it.
Yeah, I really like it. It's got the sort of 80s
the retro,
Goonies, E.T. feel to it.
Love me some Hopper now. He's gotten accused of bullying on the set.
Uh-oh.
And then during the promotional run for this season, they made up on camera, so who's to know if anything actually happened? Yeah. I don't care. Yesterday I saw Zootopia 2. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Jack Taylor did it too. He said it was awesome.
2 thumbs up?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep. I really enjoyed all of the animal puns because there are several.
Sloth is back, right?
The sloth does make an appearance as a getaway driver. And it was really funny. And then finally, today on viewing menu, if you like LT, like to watch planes, trains, and automobiles on Thanksgiving, you can find that on Paramount Plus. I've never seen it, so I'm going to plan to watch it.
Oh, you've got it. You will really, really enjoy that. That is one that completely holds up. And I've got a question coming up on 4 Downs for you guys. Well, we'll get back into the Thanksgiving viewing.
All right. That's all I got today.
That's what's coming up. Show being brought to you today by our friends at Inverness Country Club. If you're looking for a country club home, make it our friends at Inverness.
ICCalabama.com. That is the website that you can visit right now to check out more information on this great club. They've got memberships that fit everyone. If you're looking for a great gift for the family this holiday season, how about a membership to the Inverness Country Club? Again, memberships that fit everyone from the social to the golf. Best days happen in Inverness. To take a tour of this club, call Aaron today, 205-991-8608 or online, ICCalabama.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are billed at any other provider.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hey, Dan Orlovsky joins us in about 30 minutes. Our friends at Walk-Ons, they're helping you this holiday weekend with all the games on the TV all day long on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can enjoy game day at Walk-Ons, whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the family for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk-Ons, your go-to for good times with wall-to-wall TVs, craft beer, and cocktails, plus bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers, stop in today or order online in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro, Trustful, Greystone, and Stadium Trace. It's our friends at Walk-On's Game On. As we get ready for the Iron Bowl this weekend, other rivalry games, forecast in Ann Arbor, 30 degrees with an 80% chance of snow starting in the second half.
The old snow game, I saw basically it was a video either on Twitter or TikTok, not sure which, but it was just a recap of these last 4 wins and the way it has gone down. And it's gone down every way possible, really. You know, there was the game where Michigan just dominated them in Columbus, where it was the running back Edwards, number 7.
Donovan Edwards
just ran up and down the field on them. There was a game last year where a badly unmanned Michigan team just played incredible defense, and Ohio State could do nothing offensively. I mean, it's just this game is in Ohio State's head. There's no doubt.
Oh, yeah, look, and I love the drama, you know, in both of these games, the Iron Bowl and the game, because you heard Klatt. The equity that was built up from winning a national championship will be lost with a loss here to Michigan. And Michigan gets to the Big Ten championship game.
This is Michigan's ticket to the playoffs. If they win this game, they are in the playoffs.
And that is crazy when you think about it, because I don't know how you guys feel. I think Michigan's still got a good defense, but the offense is so uneven without Justice Haynes.
Yeah, they've lost maybe without their top 2 running backs. Questionable game time decision for Jordan Marshall.
Okay. Well, the Cuds kid did play good against Maryland.
This is the upset we don't talk about, Jim, affecting the college football playoff, though. I mean, if you're Notre Dame, if you're Alabama, if you're one of these teams hanging on at the bottom, you do not want Michigan winning this game because it puts them in the Big Ten championship.
Bid stealer.
And they could be a bid stealer. I mean, this will be, if Michigan wins this game, this would be the test of just being in your conference championship game gets you in, because they're all the way down at 15th. And I don't know realistically how much you can jump them after a win Ohio State. I would jump them a lot. But yeah, they could always go and win the Big Ten championship game.
Now, they could, but I could see on the flip side of that, after a physical game where you guys, back to Klatt, said all they want to do is keep this close in the second half, and then everything tightens up for Ohio State. If they were to win a tight physical game, I could see Indiana run them off the field.
I could see that too.
And in that scenario,
it's a bad one.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but if you're a borderline team, you need to pull Ohio State here. You don't want Michigan getting in that Big Ten championship game. Now, I think Ohio State's the better team, but that doesn't always matter in this game.
Yeah, Ohio State and Michigan is one of those games this weekend. Other than that upset, we're facing an epic logjam. Give me another game-changing upset happening this weekend. The playoff-changing upset happening this weekend.
I mean,
boy, it's hard to sell West Virginia. I know it's your upset alert, and I know why. In a normal upset alert situation, you would never have considered West Virginia.
Yeah. Does that kick Texas Tech out of the Big 12 championship game?
No, but it would mean you probably would only get one Big 12 team in. I think would be where it would help you in the conference the college football playoff.
Yeah, to me, the most intriguing upsets out there possibly are Michigan over Ohio State because of what it does to the Big Ten, and then if Oklahoma loses to LSU. I mean, I don't think we talk enough about that game, and it's hard to see LSU. But maybe it's one of these situations where they played so bad, so poorly against Western Kentucky. Now maybe they pop in this game, but if Oklahoma was to lose that game, I mean that affects so many different things.
But this is a low-scoring enough game, I would imagine, that
Have you seen this total? 36.5.
I mean, that's almost Army-Navy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
old school Army.
Yeah, old school Army-Navy when they were both triple option teams and burn clock. But this is one of those where a scoop and score, a ill-timed pick six, that could be the touchdown in this game. I mean, you could have a bunch of field goals and a pick six or a scoop and score.
Or how about this, Oklahoma?
That's how Oklahoma loses.
They just don't force a turnover. They go a game without a turnover. If LSU can protect the football, Oklahoma has scored so many points off of turnovers this last month. It has really saved their offense.
But even if they don't force a turnover, how many points do you think LSU can drive and score in this game?
Well, they got 13 against Western Kentucky. So not a lot. Don't expect Nussmeier again. Hasn't played since November 8th.
Well, that'd be
injuries.
Be tough to see.
Van Buren pulling this upset.
Van Buren beating this Oklahoma. It's almost like Ashton Daniels beating an Alabama defense.
Oklahoma's offense hasn't. They went again without going over 300 yards of offense, and 87 of their 276 came on one pass play to Sategna there. So that Oklahoma offense is not clicking. We all know the Auburn win over Alabama would be a death knell for Alabama's playoff because they're the last team in. They made a point with that last night. Notre Dame and Stanford, there's no scary game there, right?
No. I mean, you guys just did your best renditions on the whiteboard. That would be Stanford over USC like back in 2007.
Yeah. I mean, it would change everything, but I just cannot see it happening.
And then that gets us to Mississippi State and Ole Miss. And with the Lane Kiffin backdrop and all of that, I guess there is some belief that them taking that would be their second loss, could drop them out. I find that hard to believe.
How far do you think they drop if they lose that game? Because, again, the committee's got to be consistent. Like, if you're going to drop Alabama as far as you did after their loss.
They do not have to be
consistent. They don't ever be consistent.
Well, they should be. How about that?
I agree with you on that, Lance. But
so how far would you think an unranked Mississippi State, how far do you drop?
You would say you shouldn't drop them below Oklahoma because they beat Oklahoma and Norman head-to-head, but they have clearly not valued head-to-head, so I can't use that, right?
You think they only dropped 3 spots?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the AP poll. 11.
So 4.
Yeah.
Well, then they are friends, though, depending on what happens behind.
I know there's a rivalry nature in this game. Had you played this game a month ago, you could have sold me on this a little bit more because that's when
State was playing better.
They were losing close to everybody. They lost the close game at Florida. They would have had a better chance of winning if they run and kick the field goal. I don't know if
the same since they blew the game to Texas.
Right?
Texas and overtime when they were up 17 in the fourth quarter. Arkansas, they win. Then came Georgia. And it just has not been the same since then.
I do think Blake Shapen can have a game against this Ole Miss defense. And, look, that's going to be their key. It's going to be their offense.
We'll see the injury report on Blake Shapen tonight.
That is key.
Don't be surprised to see where he is, whether he's questionable or doubtful or if he's probable. But that'll be a key to watch that one. And, I don't think Ole Miss is playing their best football anymore either.
I would agree with that.
Where was their best football? Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. I didn't think they played bad against Georgia except late in that game, fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah. Weren't they leading in the fourth quarter? Going into the fourth quarter, and they couldn't hold the lead. Georgia came back like they have been doing all year. So since Oklahoma, they won 34-26 on the road. They've beaten South Carolina at home 30-14, and that was a game probably closer than the score indicates. They played the Citadel, which you could throw that out, and then Florida gave them everything they wanted, 34-24. You're kind of right there.
And that was 24-20 in that second half there before Ole Miss rallied. Seems like Trinidad Chambliss is starting to come back to a level playing ground as you look at their schedule there. All right. Where everyone thinks Lane Kiffin is going in the national media, after we remind you the show is being brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services LT. Tell us about Hemphill.
Yeah, 205-229-2890. Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. If you have any plumbing, heating, cooling issues, I think it's getting really cold overnight. Am I right on that?
Yeah, it's going to cool off. Yeah.
High today 60.
Yeah, it's got to be in the 40s tomorrow.
37 degrees is the low tonight.
Okay, so you need to make sure this heat is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Our friends at Hemphill Services, they are on standby awaiting your call. 205-229-2090. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
And our friends at Bojangles.
You can make it bow time at Bojangles, whether it's that holiday party that you're planning. How about a unique holiday party idea? Catering from Bojangles, those great hand-breaded chicken tenders, the fried chicken, the biscuits, the great sides, the sweet tea, all from Bojangles right there. Those hand-breaded Bo Bites as well. You can get those at lunch and dinner with everything else I've talked about as well with that peach honey pepper dipping sauce. It's a great holiday party idea. It's a great tailgate idea. It's a great college football watch party idea with our friends at Bojangles. Lunch, dinner, breakfast tomorrow morning, or any of those, well, maybe not tomorrow morning, it's Thanksgiving, breakfast on a normal morning, or any of those parties, let it be bow time.
All right, so here is where the national media folks believe Lane Kiffin is going to end up. A cool graphic here from our friends at On3 Sports. I'm not going to be able to read everybody, but McMurphy and Chris Lowe, who both of them are so in the know, have him staying at Ole Miss.
Okay.
Interesting there.
And Chris Lowe interests me, by the way.
Dave Portnoy has him staying at Ole Miss. Brandon Walker has him staying at Ole Miss. Gary Danielson has him staying at Ole Miss.
Has he even watched an SEC game this year?
Matt Burke and Chris Doering has him going to Florida. Tom Fornelli, CBS, has him going to the Tennessee Titans.
Interesting.
And then everyone else, from Feinbaum to J.D. Pickle and everyone in between, including Andy Staples, Clay Travis, Joel Klatt,
Herb Street,
Josh Pate, Herb Street, they all have him going to LSU.
I don't know anymore. I just think you can save face with Ole Miss. Now, the way they've handled it still is weird, but
he's burned up a lot of equity, hasn't he?
But if behind the scenes, again, if he's had the conversation, like, I want to do it my way, I'm 100% committed, but I want to tell the guys before we roll out for the Egg Bowl, and then we're going to make this huge run of the college football playoff. Yeah. I'm an Ole Miss rebel for life. I mean, I think that would swing everything right back in Lane Kiffin's favor at that point.
He's burned up equity, but to Lance's point, you win the Egg Bowl, people forget a little bit of it when you say you're staying. If you on the heels of an Egg Bowl win, it is not the craziest scenario that gets him to Atlanta Saturday. And if you're the first guy ever to take Ole Miss to the SEC championship game, you get a lot of that equity back, even if you lose the game to Georgia.
Well, he's going to be the first time to do everything at Ole Miss.
That's
if
right.
He just stays there.
And you get him to the college football playoff. I mean, I think you can get some of this equity back, Jim. I mean, there's always going to be this moment in the back of your mind. But I also think if you're an Ole Miss fan, if you survive this one, I really think the only thing that ever worries you again would be if Georgia came open, if Alabama came open, or if Texas came open.
Yeah, I would agree.
So I think if you're an Ole Miss fan, you're like, I'm never going to have to worry about him going to Auburn or going to LSU or going to Florida again, probably. I probably am only going to have to survive if Alabama, Texas, or Georgia come.
Yeah, and if he ultimately doesn't take LSU, because I think it's LSU or Ole Miss. I did think it was Florida for a minute, but I'm so confused on this. If he ultimately doesn't take LSU, it's going to be because self-infliction from LSU, right?
Yeah.
The way they've handled everything.
4-7 favorite that he ends up with LSU, the betting favorites. Second favorite there is Eli Drinkwitz. According to the fine folks who cover Missouri, including my buddy Frank Cusimano, he reports that they are close to a new deal. They're finalizing a new deal, their version of the Board of Governors, Board of Regents at Missouri, to keep Drinkwitz there. I would imagine he doesn't sign that until after this LSU job is filled. They may be finalizing a deal to keep him there, but it's different things between having a deal finalized and signing that deal. Just see Kenny Dillingham, who is 5-1 odds he's third in the betting odds to be LSU's next coach.
Oh, I can only hope.
and everyone is reporting that they agreed to that extension a while back, but that Dillingham has not signed it yet.
It's on his desk. He hasn't signed it. How often have we heard that?
I mean, I know he loves Tempe, but boy, if he got the opportunity to go to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I think Drinkwitz is in a good spot, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is so interesting. I mean, they're going to finish. What are they going to be? 7-5, or are they going to be 8-4? What are they now?
I think they're 8-3 right now.
So they got Arkansas, so they're going to be 8-4,
and they got bounced out of the rankings last night.
8-4. And do you remember back in August when we're like, guys, look at this Missouri schedule? I mean, I know they've got to play Alabama. But, boy, if you could build a schedule where you could just skate through and go to the college football playoffs, this would be that schedule. Yeah. And they're going to be 8-4 in that schedule. I mean, why is –
Well, and he hasn't been good on the road.
Yeah, I think they really haven't beaten anybody good.
Yeah, I mean, their wins are Central Arkansas, Kansas, Lafayette, South Carolina, UMass, Auburn, and State. They don't have they've played – Auburn, who's fired their coach, might be their best win.
Yeah, but they were like Alabama. They were right there. Vanderbilt, they were right there.
Close.
Oklahoma, they were right there.
A&M's the only team that's blowing them out.
And I think and I'm just doing this off memory, I think he's 1-10 against top 10 teams. So
yeah. But he's in a good spot, was my point, because you could sit here and let Missouri give you the very best offer and always just stay there and wait and see how some of the rest of this with Florida and LSU settles out.
Before we get to our 4 downs, the show being brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher Shop LT.
So I'm going to tell you guys my order yesterday, and I can't wait to pick this up today. Of course, I'm in charge of cooking. That's going to be a disaster.
Sounds like Jim's in charge of cooking, actually.
Not me.
Not
Jim
you.
At New York Butcher,
New York Butcher Jim. Yes.
Yeah, so I got turkey breast sliced. I got a couple of orders of the yeast rolls. I got a breakfast casserole for tomorrow morning. Got mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, cream corn, cornbread dressing, apple cobbler, pecan pie, and 4 8-ounce fillets.
What exactly are you cooking?
Well, I got to put it in the oven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's part of it, right?
You got to turn the oven on.
That's part of it. Our man, Jim, though, he is there for you. You can order your meal today. The free-range, all-natural turkeys from Joyce Farms, fresh smoked or brined. Order yours today. Cobb Heights, 205-970-7200. Greystone, 205-708-8825. Make sure you tell the guys at the New York Butcher Shop. Guys from the next round sent you rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
And our coaching carousel continues as our conversation about coaches and where they could land up, brought to you by Land, when it's all said and done, brought to you by our friends at Coke Zero Sugar. Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. Jedd Fisch is the betting favorite to be the Florida Knicks head coach. 1-1 odds. Lane Kiffin 5-4 odds. Eli Drinkwitz 4-1 odds. Brent Key, Alex Gildish on down the list. Jedd Fisch is the head coach at Washington. Listen, I think Kalen DeBoer, less than 1% he leaves Tuscaloosa. I know you guys have varied different opinions about that.
I do not see it. No.
I don't see him leaving Tuscaloosa, win or lose against Auburn. But more realistic to me would be than going to Penn State would be going back to Washington when that job opens up. I do think Ryan Grubb would be a very serious candidate if Jedd Fisch does end up the coach at Florida. Ryan Grubb back in the Northwest, where he was the offensive coordinator for the national championship runner-ups. That would be a real possibility, I think.
I think it is a possibility. I agree with you. I think if Kalen DeBoer, and look, if he wins the game, I think it's a 0% chance he leaves. But if he was to lose this game, maybe a 1%. I agree with you. There's going to be flirtations. But why would you? I mean,
you would not leave Alabama.
I don't think you would either, unless you're just miserable behind the scenes and you haven't told anybody. But I'm just saying, like, I think it would be more in play for him actually to go back to Washington.
More than Penn State.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would. The Penn State job is a non-starter for me when compared to
I'm
Alabama.
100%
Now,
with
Brent
you.
Brennan, who's done a pretty good job at Arizona, and we'll see him in the Territorial Cup. This is going to be weird, but Brent Brennan was in the mix for the Washington job with Jedd Fisch. Brennan gets Arizona where Fisch was. Do you think Washington goes back to that pond again if Fisch leaves? Because Brennan has done a good job.
He's done a good job, and I mean, I don't know how appealing the Washington job is. I feel like if I can hire a coach doing that well at Arizona, maybe it's a good get for me.
And again, the whole discussion about DeBoer and Penn State, as we've said all along through this, is he's on Penn State's wish list. Doesn't mean he cares about it at all.
Yeah, I don't think I read it here. Did you guys? Did I tell you about the booster that I had somebody reach out to, and he's a big Penn State booster? Okay. Just making sure I said that.
Bob Chesney is the betting favorite to get the Penn State job, head coach at James Madison. Then it's Eli Drinkwitz, 3-2 odds.
Eli's in all these searches.
Brian Hartline, Kalen DeBoer, Brent Key, Marcus Freeman, Jeff Braun, Manny Diaz. Marcus Freeman being on this list shows you how
crazy the list is.
These lists work there.
I'm a little surprised there's not more coordinators, just because there's such a massive pond of coaching openings right now that you don't get more Hartline or more Colin Klein.
Jon Sumrall's 1-5 to be the deal at Auburn as expected, and I think that's everybody of interest. We did get Jim Mora Jr. hired overnight at Colorado State. Back-to-back 9-win seasons at UConn. He's on his way back to the new Pac-12. Good hire by Colorado State. And Eric Morris, the North Texas coach, was hired by Oklahoma State. The first time they've hired a sitting head coach since 1969. Kane Womack very much in play for the Arkansas job, where Morris was the betting favorite to take over Arkansas. Instead, he goes to Oklahoma State and likely takes his quarterback with him. We got to get to Dan Orlovsky in the next segment. Show being brought to you by our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the gift of relaxation. You can get it right now. You can stop into the Summit Shopping Centers. Go see our friend Stuart and the great staff up there. Beautiful location. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. You can also order 24/7 online, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Let them choose from a menu of over 70 options, including massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. Again, order that special person gift online. Get the gift of relaxation 24/7, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shinara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com. When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Let's get right to Dan Orlovsky and what should be a great Thanksgiving day of NFL football.
Yeah, it's a stacked lineup of games in the National Football League. Dan joins us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Happy early Thanksgiving, Dan. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Happy early Thanksgiving as well, dudes.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day tomorrow. And one reason it's going to be a fun day is because of the way all of a sudden Dallas is playing. And now they've got Kansas City in a game, Dan, that is just massive for both playoff, the playoff implications for both teams. I mean, both teams really in desperate need of this win.
Yeah, in many ways, it is a playoff game. Does it numerically or mathematically put out either team if they lose? No. But it makes it feel relatively impossible that there would be zero margin for error. And a month ago, you would have never thought this game would have been competitive. Yet there's, and justifiably so, there's people who think Dallas can win. Dallas's offense has been great all year, but it is a different version with Pickens right now. Pickens, I think, has become one of the best receivers, and certainly in the conversation for best receiver in the NFL. You can't cover him one-on-one, and that's said with all due respect to many good corners. Dak's playing at a really high level, and CeeDee's not even playing well. I think defensively, the addition of Quinnen Williams and Overshown getting healthy have been huge. Quinnen just creating penetration, having to block him one-on-ones hard right now. Overshown tackled Saquon twice in space last week to end a football game. You don't see that much. And so, yeah, I think the defense can hang. In Kansas City's going to be playing without their best guard, Trey Smith. Defense a lot better last week. Chris Jones a lot better last week than he has been this season. I don't really lean one way or the other in this game. I do think it's going to be a great game.
Jerry Jones, since winning a Super Bowl, has kind of become a pinata, and we all take shots that he's general manager,
Sure.
Jerry, and does bad jobs. But should we start giving him a little credit? I mean, to go out and get Pickens, to get Kenny Clark, to get Quinnen Williams. I mean, is the defense better now without Micah Parsons with the pieces they've put in there?
Yeah, I mean, it performed better last week. Let me say that. I don't know if I'm ready to say, because anybody that watched the Packers play last week realized Micah was a dang menace. And also, let's be transparent and honest about Dallas. Up until last year, Dallas had won 12 games 3 years in a row. You don't do that without good players. So Jerry, for years now, has built a good football team. Now, did they get too expensive in the last 12 months? For sure. Is that part of the Micah situation? For sure. But this was a defense that had moments last year. It just fell apart, and health-wise was decimated offensively. And so, Micah's still playing at an incredibly high level. They were really good for 3 quarters last week in Dallas defensively. But, I think the biggest question for Dallas is it's still a long shot for them to get in. Can they play meaningful games for the next 6 weeks? Can they make it interesting? And then how in God's green earth can they afford George Pickens after this season? That's probably the two most interesting questions.
It's very interesting before we even get to the weekend in the NFC North, because Chicago plays Philly on Friday, but then we get Green Bay and Detroit coming up. Who needs this game more? Green Bay or Detroit? I know the answer is both, but only one can win it. Who needs this game the most?
I'm going to say Green Bay. And my reasoning is, I think I would be surprised if the NFC representative isn't one of the 3 teams of Philadelphia, LA, or Seattle. Okay. And then I think there's probably a group of 2 teams that I would say have the shot if they get hot, and Green Bay is in that group. I don't believe Detroit can get there with the way their offensive line's playing. I do think that Green Bay's offensive line has played better the past 2 weeks. I'll say Green Bay because can they get the 1 seed? Is that still part of the conversation? If they can't get the 1 seed, can they get the 2 seed to still have some form of home field advantage? The defense is playing at an incredibly high level. I think it's one of the best units in football. And so while I love Detroit, the interior of their offensive line has just not played well enough for me in the pass protection situation. And so certainly playoffs are on the line for them a little bit more if they lose it. But I'll say Green Bay for the long haul.
Dan Orlovsky on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. As a guy that has been in a locker room and knows how an NFL locker room works, what my highest paid player, my star quarterback, says Thursday night, I know we're out of the playoffs. I mean, there's really not a reasonable path to Cincinnati making the playoffs, but I'm going to come back and play. What does that do for him among his teammates?
Yeah, it brings a total, like a high level of respect if it wasn't there already. It brings I'm going to go play if I'm banged up too. Like if the star quarterback who has every reason to not play is playing, then I'm going to go play too, especially if the way I play impacts his ability to play. So if I'm an offensive lineman, it brings you energy game day. It brings you, expectation game day. that defense is historically bad right now, so I think they need anything. But I do think it's a credit to Joe. I think anybody that has said like they got to save him from himself, there is no saving highly competitive athletes from themselves. That's a cool saying. It sounds great. But when he says, I've always dreamed about playing on Thanksgiving Day, and this is the opportunity. So, yeah, I do think it brings a little bit extra juice. Will it help them tackle? God bless.
You played in this league, and I know I asked way too many Rams questions, but they are the best team on the planet, not even close.
It's very objective.
27 consecutive touchdown passes without an interception in this league. I mean, how is that done? That's crazy, is it not?
Oh yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I was joking in a way, but I was on with Stephen A. and Stephen A. said, we're watching a quarterback that will go down as one of the greatest ever. And it was finally this moment for me where I was like, fudging finally, dude. It's taken me 4 years, and you guys have called me, like his boyfriend for just telling the truth about him. Yeah, and I think, it's funny because Matthew has I'll give him his flowers. He's had some of these benchmark moments in his career. I think he owns some historical marks when it comes to fastest to do certain things, and obviously a Super Bowl, and it's trending towards an MVP. And yeah, I think we're going to get to a point here where he's going to go down as one of the greatest ever. And I would have thought this was more than likely his last year. It's hard to see that now. The way he's throwing it, I think the way they're keeping him clean, the way that Devontae has changed their ability down in the red zone to get touchdowns and not field goals. I'm happy for him, man. And I think, he's got one of the great all-time clutch postseason runs ever. Now he's putting together a season that if it continues to go this way, we'll have one of the greatest ever runs, heater runs attached to it. So, yeah, I think there's legacy on the line for him big time.
Doesn't he go on the golf trip with you and John Parker? Didn't he do that golf trip?
Yeah, JP Dub, Matt Ryan. Yeah, there's some good groups. Good groups.
I know. I've heard
They're good golfers. He's a good golfer too. He plays golf like he plays quarterback.
Yeah, I assume.
When he's on, you're like, what the fudge, dude? I can't do anything about it. And when he's off, like, all right, you stink.
Yeah, JP's told me some stories. I've heard some stories from that trip. They're fun.
Meat? Yeah, Meat's a good dude.
Meat. I never call him. Nobody around here calls him Meat that I'm aware of.
No.
Yeah, there you go. There's a little inside information.
Yeah, I remember the first time you told us Meat.
Hey, so why would your head coach leave to take Colorado State?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I texted him this morning. I said, hey, coach, just want to say thanks, man. Truly appreciate everything you did. I'll always be rooting for you, but I hate Colorado State. So I don't know. A lot of people have texted me and said, yeah, Pac-12 and the new Pac-12 Colorado State's going into. I don't know if this means that UConn getting into a conference is unlikely in the near future. I don't know, but there's also reality where I think he's more of a West Coast person. I'm sure Fort Collins, everyone says, is beautiful. Storrs, Connecticut ain't the prettiest place in the country. So, yeah, I don't know.
What did you see you liked out of Shedeur Sanders, Dan? It was a win over the Raiders, who were terrible, obviously. 11 of 20, I think it was, threw for a touchdown, a couple, 200 yards. What did you see that you liked, though, out of him in his first start?
Yeah, the lights weren't too bright was the best thing. I thought he moved well. Obviously, he has an escape out to his right, ball downfield. That's a great throw. One of the highlights of their season. I thought that he didn't hold on to the football. Again, that was a complaint of mine of his in college. But there wasn't this, oh my gosh, this guy just lit the Raiders up. The Raiders stink. Their tape is terrible. Different world this week against San Francisco. So I was happy for him. There's been a lot of noise around him. I think going with him as the starter is the right decision, but I'm not sitting here going, dude, we got a superstar here. So, it was a good beginning. He wasn't asked, nor did he do a ton. What was presented to him, I thought he handled well. And I think, this is a very different experience this weekend in San Francisco. We'll see what it looks like after that.
All right, he is Dan Orlovsky. See him all weekend talking NFL and college football with ESPN. Thank you very much for the time. Have a great Thanksgiving with the family, Dan.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
All right, buddy. You too. Take care. Dan Orlovsky with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And the show being brought to you by our friends at Company Distilling. It's the holiday season, LT.
Yes, a great bourbon/whiskey that you can pick up at your local ABC store because it is now available in the state of Alabama. You've got friends and family coming over for this Thanksgiving holiday. You need the good whiskey right there. If you've been waiting to try one that's as good as the company you keep, this is your moment. Find your bottle, learn more. CompanyDistilling.com/Alabama. Must be 21 or older. Please enjoy responsibly. Ask for it by name. It is Company Distilling.
Hey, if you're looking for a bank that plays on your team, Central State Bank is your hometown bank, serving Shelby County and Tallapoosa County and all of Central Alabama. Whether you are chasing dreams or building your business, Central State Bank has the tools, the team, and the personal touch to help you win. More than 100 years of trusted service. They are large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Let's get to our 4 downs now. And our 4 downs, LT has
First
it for us
down.
on Wednesday. We start with first down.
Which team would you feel better about getting into the 12-team playoff with an at-large, Miami or Vanderbilt?
Miami. I mean, Vandy's best win is what?
I mean,
it doesn't have one.
Yeah. The thing that hurts Vandy is they don't just need teams to lose in front of them. They need SEC teams to lose in front of them. They need Alabama to get cleaned out and Oklahoma to get cleaned out potentially. But certainly one of those two.
Charleston Southern, Virginia Tech, South Carolina, Georgia State, Utah State, LSU, Missouri's their best win, Auburn and Kentucky.
You're correct in that Missouri is their best win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have any bad losses.
They don't have any bad losses.
Alabama and Texas.
Yeah, I mean.
And that Alabama really was a one-possession game.
Correct.
I would say Miami has the best shot. I mean, beat Pitt, and you probably only need a team or two to lose in front of you, and it doesn't matter if it's SEC or not. So, of course, anybody that loses this weekend is probably going to be an SEC team, so I guess they're one and the same, right? Those are the only losable games. I mean, Notre Dame's playing Stanford. The SEC teams are the only ones that can lose this weekend, really.
Yeah. Remember when everybody was talking about that SEC week cupcake schedule last week?
Yeah, look at Rivalry Weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. You tell me, outside of the SEC, who can realistically lose that will shake up the college football playoff?
Yeah.
Second down.
Your AL MVP runner-up, Cal Riley, 29 years old today. If I asked you ultimately better Seattle career, Cal Riley or Jackson Smith-Njigba?
I mean, Smith-Njigba is, I'm not going to say he's the best receiver in the NFL right now. I mean,
statistically,
he's having the best year.
He may be. Orlovsky just said it's George Pickens, and the way Pickens is playing right now, it's hard to argue. But Smith-Njigba is certainly among the top 3.
You just wait for that Pickens meltdown, don't you?
You do, but man, if he's cooking like this, I don't know if he'll melt down.
You don't do it in a contract year.
You would hope not.
That's true, yeah. Justin Jefferson just unfortunately does not have a quarterback that can throw it to him now. So,
You're right.
I mean, that's what has caused him to take a big step back. He was probably the best receiver in the NFL last year.
Yeah, and Puka's been one of those guys the last couple of years, but because Devontae's come on so much,
that's right.
They're sharing balls. But Jackson Smith-Njigba, I mean, he's got a chance. I don't think it'll happen, but 2,000 receiving yards?
Yeah. Just, I mean, do you not line up and just gamble on Carnell Tate in the draft?
Just because of how good Ohio State receivers have generally been?
Yeah. Look at Ibuka.
I don't think it's a gamble, though. I think Tate's that good.
I mean, just line up, and when Jeremiah comes out, just take him.
Yeah, just bank on the fact it's an Ohio State.
By the way,
they're all good.
I will take Smith-Njigba just because, could a catcher keep it going that long?
That's true, yeah.
I would go with him as well.
Third down.
Tina Turner would have been 86 years old. Charles Schultz of Peanut fame would have been 103. Ultimately better career, Charles Schultz, Tina Turner.
I think I'll go Charles Schultz.
For me, it is, but I mean, just think of how out of. I mean, you talk about things that have gone away. The comic strip and the cartoon drawings.
I know, but you will still turn on Halloween and Christmas and see a Peanuts. I guess
and
they
Thanksgiving.
Still show
They don't.
Thanksgiving in the parade, they always have him in the Macy's parade.
Yeah, but you just said I think they still show it. They don't. They stream them now on
streaming.
Paramount anytime you want it.
My favorite was a old deep cut Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. I don't know if you guys ever saw that when they went to camp.
I've not seen that one. No.
I absolutely got it on DVD.
Yeah.
But it is my favorite outside of the Thanksgiving was pretty good. I just love the meal that they pieced together.
Yeah, the toast and the popcorn and the jelly beans and pretzels.
Yes. They just throw it up on the plate and it lands on the plate. Yeah.
4th down.
Okay, what is your one must-see thing on Thanksgiving? I mean, football is an easy go-to, but as a kid, I'll start. Macy's Parade used to be that. I don't think I've seen it in years and years and years, but as a kid, seeing the inflatable Snoopy and the other stuff I had to see, but now it is kind of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles or Son of a Woman.
It used to be the Egg Bowl. That used to be the best football part of Thanksgiving to me, even with the NFL games. I like the Egg Bowl.
It's on my sheet to talk about is that I wanted to ask, do people in Mississippi State and Ole Miss fans, do they miss playing that game on Thanksgiving night because it was such a national part of the conversation? And should we be scared as SEC fans of putting a game on that Thursday night opposite of the NFL, which I assume is why we moved it? I would be more happy of going to a Thanksgiving night game in Oxford and Starkville if I was State or Ole Miss fans than playing 11 a.m. on a Friday morning.
I don't know. The problem is, one game tomorrow, Kansas City at Dallas is probably going to have 50 million Americans watching that.
Most watched game other than the Super Bowl. I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, so 50 million,
This game's played at night.
I know, yeah.
Opposite of the streaming game with Cincinnati and Baltimore.
No, it's NBC.
Is it on NBC?
It's NBC. That's what hurts you right there. If it were Amazon, I'd roll the dice. But NBC, I mean,
I don't care. I'm going to lose the ratings. I don't care. I like this game on Thanksgiving night.
The Egg Bowl gets lost for me now.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I used to watch the Egg Bowl every year. I don't know that I'm going to see the Egg Bowl.
And I would still watch it.
Oh, 100% I would watch it.
It would be my main TV over the NFL game would be secondary TV.
I had gotten two, fun NFL games, Detroit and Dallas during the day, and that was just a fun college game to cap it off. I'm still paying attention to the NFL game, but my focus is on the Egg Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the circumstance. Like this Egg Bowl, wow. I mean,
I know.
Yeah, it would get my main screen for sure.
Some of the best Egg Bowls have been 5-5.
Yeah.
Versus 5-5.
Well, yeah, because of the shenanigans.
But, it's an early Friday game. I mean, it'd be on while we're on, by the way. 11-2 will be at Moe's and Auburn. We'll keep you updated. But, just an early Friday game just does not feel like where the Egg Bowl should be.
Yeah, I miss that. I used to love that, too. I don't sit in front of the TV and watch it, but while we're doing Thanksgiving stuff, the Macy's Day Parade is on in the background.
Background noise, right? Yeah.
And if something happens, they say something you're interested in, you turn and take a look. It's just fun to have it.
Yeah, I just wonder
Same way with the Rose Parade.
Yeah, like those ratings have to be a lot different than they used to be, right? I mean, those things were, when you had 3 or 4 options, I think everybody was watching it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's our 4 downs today, brought to you in part by our friends at CPAP Plus. A chance to get a good night's sleep over the holidays. Look into this. It may be a great gift to yourself, CPAP Plus.
Yeah, look, you need the proper sleep each and every night. If you're not getting it, our friends at O'Neill Medical and CPAP Plus, they can help. If you are on a CPAP, listen up. Our friends at O'Neill Medical and CPAP Plus, they're running their Show Your Score promotion right now. Stop by one of their stores. Pelham, Trustful, Inverness on Highway 280. No appointment needed. Show your ResMed MyAir sleep score. Automatically entered. Win a brand new ResMed Air Mini travel CPAP worth $900. The Show Your Score raffle runs through December 31st. Get all the details, o'neillmed.com. That is ONEAL med.com.
Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys, that is where you go when you need legal help. How about $2 billion, more than $2 billion recovered for his clients? That is what you get with Alexander Shinara. Shinara.com is the place to go, Shinara.com. How has he found $2 billion for his clients? He's done that by maintaining some core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. So that's what you get when you deal with Alexander Shinara and his team of attorneys. More than 150 of those now, more than 500 dedicated team members, and more than $2 billion recovered. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shinara.com, Shinara.com. The UAB job is still open. Trent Dilfer fired mid-season. Alex Mortensen got 1 win. Don't think there's really any chance he gets this job as an interim coach. I like Alex, but I just don't know that he did anything. Steve Irvine, who's covered UAB for a very, very long time, has ruled out one coach. He's got sources telling him one coach will not take this job.
Bill Clark?
Not Bill Clark. Still alive. Lance Taylor.
Oh, Western Michigan.
Western Michigan coach.
Yeah, that's very
look at Forrester.
Yeah, very smart that he's not taking this
Lance
job.
Taylor?
Because Lance Taylor, another win last night, 31-21 over Eastern Michigan. He's got one of the best teams in the MAC right now. A former guy on Notre Dame staff. There's a lot of people in the business that really, really respect Lance Taylor. So and I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the former Alabama player.
We can connect the dots now. There was some Barstool guy, Scott sent us yesterday, that said UAB has filled their job, and it's a guy that's coaching in a conference championship. We're like, what? That's obviously who this guy was talking about, was Lance Taylor, who's going to coach in the MAC championship game. I'm with Lance. I think I probably I buy my time there at Western Michigan.
Yeah.
I can get a better job than you.
I mean, look, he is from the state of Alabama. He played here, so there is a chance that he would want to get back. I mean, what's the better job? I guess UAB
compared to Western Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. It's in the American.
It's a better conference.
Metropolitan.
I'm going to guess UAB's got better facilities than Western Michigan. Don't know that, but I guess they do.
Yeah, I would just say that which one's going to get you to your next job is what you're talking about at this point.
Yeah, and it's
Neither's
almost
a destination place.
Like if he's got it kind of dialed in, if he feels like his roster is going to be as good or better next year, it's almost like hold out, because if you get to UAB, I mean, that might be graveyard.
It has been for everybody but Bill Clark. And that's what you start to wonder is, did he just catch lightning in a bottle, or can I replicate that?
Our Bojangles Tender Moment of the Day brought to you by our friends at Bojangles.
Yeah, you can make it bow time at Bojangles, whether it is a holiday party. Let them cater that holiday party and have a unique holiday party there with those Bojangles hand-breaded chicken fingers, the great bow bites, the mini chicken bites there, the biscuits, the sides, everything. They can have those catered for your holiday party, but if you're just headed out to lunch today, try Bojangles. Or dinner tonight, try your local Bojangles. Or breakfast in the mornings, try Bojangles. And always remember them for your high school football tailgate parties, or your college football tailgate parties, or your college football watch parties. You can always make it bow time.
South Florida has heard you, fans, and they're going to do it this Saturday for you. They're going to have a live mascot, a live bull on the sidelines.
Look out.
They've partnered, they say, with the folks at PBR, the Professional Bull Riders Association. Probably the same group that rolls through the Floribama with sand on the beach or whatever.
Bulls on the beach.
Bulls on the beach. Sand on the beach, boots, sand in my boots, whatever.
Sand in your underwear.
But they're going to have a live bull on the sidelines there at Raymond James Stadium for their finale against Rice, and they say, we'll see how it goes.
What could go wrong?
Yes. Well, that's what they basically are saying. We'll see how it goes, how it looks, how it feels, and we'll make a permanent decision about next year when we move to our on-campus facility whether we'll consider live bull, live mascot on the sidelines moving forward.
I wonder if they could let him lead them out on the team like Ralphie does. You think that's a little dicey there?
The ones that are in the rodeo seem to be more aggressive than Ralphie does.
I don't disagree with you on that one, but you got those old boys running next to Ralphie with a little strap. Surely we could do that with the bull too, right?
I don't think the bulls I see in the rodeo. I don't think four guys with
a strap.
Fat guys with a strap.
You guys have probably see. There's that one like kamikaze where you've got the four clowns sitting at a table and the bull runs and last man standing. Yeah. But I've seen one of those where the bull goes rogue and jumps out actually in the crowd. Can you imagine on Saturday? That thing's jumping in the crowd.
Most parts of that stadium, it's going to be safe.
Yeah, this is going to be caged up, obviously, high cage, and
you got to let it roam around, right?
I don't think so. It's going to be like he's in the chute.
Yeah,
ready for somebody to get on him.
He's going to be jumping around.
You can't get your picture taken with him.
You can
down in the bull area.
You can or cannot.
You can. Yeah,
you can. Okay,
but I'm sure that's going to be you standing next to the gate.
Yeah,
with heavy gate between you and the bull.
Well, look, if they pull this off, I think Alabama needs to take a look at the elephant.
I mean, you're only one step away from a bull to an elephant, really.
I think the elephant's less problematic than.
Oh no!
The bull is.
Wow,
the ones that are trained for the circus.
Yeah, they just crap everywhere.
Yeah,
I think that's your big issue is at the circus, your guys. He's got the shovel in the trash can behind him, and that's a hard surface. If he craps on the 50,
I've seen some. Again,
that's going to delay the game.
Jeez, have you seen the elephant go rogue video in circuses?
There's several.
Yeah.
But how are you getting the elephant in? What entrance is big enough for an elephant?
There isn't one at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Well, he's got to live in the stadium. You airlift him in, crane you drops him in. We build a crane. All right, let's we're thinking
workshop
this out. Let's workshop this. Call Crane U. Crane U builds a crane. We put the elephant in there, and then he just lives in the stadium. We feed him. We do all those things in the stadium. He never leaves.
God, who's got to clean up that shit?
Proposing another expansion on the Bryant-Denny.
If we're serious,
I mean, they do. They shit a Labrador.
I know it's large. It is
large. It is large. One more hour to go on the show, being brought to you today by our friends at Odie's, LT. Tell us about those great folks.
Hey, look, tonight, me and Brown, we're going to be out there on the main stage a little after 8 o'clock. And right after that, you're going to get Will's Dayton Rockstar live music every Wednesday night right before Thanksgiving. Get in there, enjoy great food from Rodney Davis. Birmingham Institution, 2 locations. The original will be at tonight in Crestline. Newest location in Edgewood. Get in, see Will Haver and that great staff. It's Odie's Tavern.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama. No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Thanksgiving is here, and let the New York Butcher Shop be the place to get all of your holiday meal items. Their premium turkeys are fresh, free-range, and hormone-free. The New York Butcher Shop also has a wide selection of chef-prepared side items to help save you time in the kitchen. Pick up a bottle of wine, and your meal will be complete. Turkeys are selling fast, so place your order today. 2 locations to serve you, in Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect Southern night. Nextround.store. The memories are waiting.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. If you're staying up late again, to watch basketball. Auburn gets St. John's in another challenging game, 7 o'clock on True TV. Alabama, 11 o'clock. Imagine going down to your kitchen after you already had a great meal from Champy's, reaching into that refrigerator and pulling out a cold chicken breast. Cold fried chicken tastes so good from Champy's. It is so good as a leftover. And watching at 11 o'clock tonight as Alabama pounds out one against Maryland. Oh, it's just good stuff. Perfect for your tailgating all football weekend as well. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. The chicken's brined overnight, cooked to order. Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It's the great folks at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, champy'schicken.com. Shane Beamer returning to South Carolina next year, the state reporting that. There had been, discussions about him going other schools, but the athletic director tells the newspaper there in Columbia, Beamer will be back next year.
Hard to go to another school if nobody wants you.
Matt Rule says he turned down Penn State to stay at Nebraska. Do we believe that?
No. I think he used that opening to get an extension, or his agent used that opening to get an extension at Nebraska. That is different than turning it down.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that he was never in the mix, but,
Terry Smith, does he have a chance of getting that Penn State job? Formerly interviewed on Monday. He has been very successful as the interim coach. The players love him. They were holding up Hire Terry Smith signs on the sidelines after they win this past week.
There's a Terry Smith line, but much like DJ Durkin, but I think it's lower than Durkin.
Would you go Bob Chesney over Terry Smith?
I would right now.
Would you go Eli Drinkwitz over Terry Smith?
I would.
Then I don't see any way Terry Smith gets that job, because can you see either Eli Drinkwitz or Bob Chesney telling Penn State no?
No.
I'm certain Bob Chesney Dunaway will not tell Penn State no. The guy's the coach of James Madison.
Yeah, Drinkwitz could.
I mean, Drinkwitz could. It would be a surprise to me if he did, but he could. But, I mean, there's no way Bob Chesney tells him no.
Back to the Iron Bowl discussion after we remind you our friends at Way to Wellness can jumpstart your weight loss in this upcoming year of 2026. Get more details right now by going to their website on the screen, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. Leslie and her board-certified team will help you with that free evaluation there. That's part of the process when you onboard up at aplanforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and every plan is different. They've got certain plans designed for weight loss. Sometimes maybe you're looking for a way to help manage your diabetes or help with your sleep apnea. You can all do it right there at aplanforme.com. Injection therapy, meal replacements, these protein bars that help you with bad snacking. Find out how they can help you. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. All right, DJ Durkin, interim head coach at Auburn. And DJ Durkin, when we start talking Monday about SEC championship, do you think there is a high percentage chance he's the head coach permanently at Auburn?
I'm not going to say high percentage. I do think there is a percentage chance that.
Give me a percentage. 33?
I would go 20%, 1-5. And I think, and I don't know how you feel, Brown, there's got to be conversation. Like, you've got to know you can't get Sumrall.
It's Sumrall or Durkin for me.
I do think the Durkin line is number 2 right now. I don't know where it started, but I think it's moved up to 2. Now, look, this can all change. Like, let's do a best case, worst case for DJ Durkin. Best case, Auburn wins the game. All right, just wins the game. I mean, I don't really know if it matters if they win by 10 or 1,000 if they just win the game. For DJ Durkin, there's going to be an emotional push. Like, if you announced it that night, it would be well received by Auburn fans, I think.
Yeah, and look, and I think you probably want it to look like if Durkin gets this, he was your first choice. So I think you want to have those conversations with Sumrall, because if he doesn't take it and DJ does win this game, you would like to almost immediately announce, right?
Yeah, his worst case is, let's say Alabama does what Jeremy Bernard said. I was just reading some of the writers that cover Alabama, our guy Nick Kelly, Tony Tusaklis, talking about his comment on this show where he said, why can't you blow Auburn out? But if Jeremy Bernard is right, and let's say Alabama somehow wins this game by 17, only time Auburn's really been blown out this year, I don't think that should – Durkin's your guy whether they win or lose the game, but it does feel a little different if you announce him Sunday or Monday after a 17-point loss to Alabama, if that were the case, right? I mean, that's going to have a weird feel to it.
Very weird, yes.
I do think Auburn wants to get this put to bed very, very quickly. I don't know if they want it dragging out. It's complicated by the fact that Sumrall, and let me just paint this for you.
Yeah. Well, why did you paint it? I don't think you make your decision based on this game at all.
100%. Yeah. I agree with you.
So either
Jim.
He's going to be
your
coach after Jon Sumrall, or he's going to be not your coach after Jon Sumrall. Either regardless of the outcome.
I'm just saying,
whether it's a 30-point loss or a 30-point win, if it's Jon Sumrall or DJ Durkin, that doesn't change.
No, I agree with what you guys are saying there. I'm just saying, like, I think you want to have the conversation with Sumrall because I think it would be a nice transition if DJ does win the game to go on and announce it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it just is a weird fill if it comes after my scenario there was a 17-point loss. If Jon Sumrall is your guy, Jon Sumrall need only beat Charlotte, and I showed you yesterday they're a 29.5-point favorite to play in the AAC championship game. I think
but doesn't the Brown Bandit have Charlotte winning that game?
The Brown Bandit only to get 5 points and not to take big points away from everyone else.
Okay.
I think he's going to play North Texas. I think that's the favorites to make this thing, right, is Tulane and North Texas.
Eric Morris, new coach at Oklahoma State.
That's right. So it's going to be Jon Sumrall probably going somewhere else versus Eric Morris definitely going somewhere else.
But they would let either one of those guys coach in the playoff, right?
Well, that is Oklahoma State has said they will. Oklahoma State has said as long as Eric Morris is coaching,
should
coach North Texas.
I think Auburn would too.
I don't know if I agree with you.
It's a mistake if you don't.
I don't know if I agree with you.
It is a mistake.
If he's your number one choice, why would you not?
I think you want him. I mean, that is, I think Auburn people would view that as a very important 15 days, building a staff, keeping your guys wrangled in on the transfer portal, not let the wolves in the hen house.
15 days of him standing on that sideline,
building recruiting. But how is that helping you if you're Auburn?
Yeah, I mean, exposure.
I mean, that's
$5 million worth of commercials.
That ain't that exposure is not worth nobody minding the store while people are coming after Cam Coleman and Xavier Atkins and people like that.
You can't pay for that exposure if he was to win a game. I don't think they would.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if Sumrall, Auburn's next head coach just won a playoff game with Tulane?
Yeah, it is not worth it to me if it's my college football program.
It is for me.
No, that exposure ain't doing anything for you. What's that doing? Does it get you another recruit?
It's only fair to the kids though to let him coach.
It's also
but those aren't my kids.
The future players. It's the future players of Auburn that's seeing your guy in the playoffs.
Yeah, and he should be able to make that decision. And why is Signetti? Why did he have so much success last year? Because he brought all those players.
I'm just telling you, I don't know that there is an appetite if he were to be Auburn's coach to do that. But if he were considering another job and that school would let him do it, I wonder how big of a factor that would be for Jon Sumrall. Just play that with me, right? You're Jon Sumrall, and you've got a couple of options here, right? And one of them's like, oh, yeah, coach through the playoffs. The other one's like, hey, look, great job there. We want you to be our coach, and we want you to hit the ground running. We don't really want you to spend time in the playoffs. Do you think that becomes a determining factor for him?
You guys know Jon Sumrall better than I do. I don't know him. I would just say that the personality that I see portrayed on television and in our interviews is a guy that doesn't come into consideration. I am coaching my team. Yeah. Do you want to hire me or do you not want to hire me?
Yeah.
And if you don't want to hire me, then that's fine. But I'm coaching my team.
Yeah, I think it would be a deal breaker.
That's my question to you. So that could be a deal breaker for him. Yeah. So if you've got
you guys do whatever you want to, but I'm coaching my team.
So if you've got two,
if that means I'm coaching at Tulane again next year, to hell with you guys. I'm fine with that.
If you've got two jobs and one of them's like, you
well
go
placed hell there. To hell with you. Yeah.
If you got two jobs and one of them says go coach the playoffs and one of them says no, we want you to be our coach now. That could be a deal breaker for a guy like Jon Sumrall, and that would be interesting. I can't imagine you lose a coach over that, but I can also understand Auburn or Ole Miss or anybody that would be hiring Jon Sumrall wanting him to punt on the playoffs and be the coach. I don't value the exposure the way you guys do.
Well, I can understand them wanting that, but at the same time, would they not respect his decision to hold his commitment to that program? Like, I don't know how you could be like, man, you take it or leave it. Like, I've got a commitment to these kids. I've got a commitment to Tulane to finish what I started.
Yeah, but I mean, we all become hypocrites at some point. Do you think at some point in the future Lane Kiffin will bitch about the transfer portal? Of course he will. Lane Kiffin, of all people, can't bitch about the transfer portal if he goes to LSU. If he punts on Ole Miss going to the playoffs and goes to LSU, he's the last person that can complain about the transfer portal. But he will. You just look at it from your point of view. And if I'm Auburn or Ole Miss, my point of view is my program's future is more important than Tulane's playoff run. Great job. Awesome job. But if you want to be my coach, we need to hit the ground running.
And if your future is that important, which it is, the guy that you want 15 days shouldn't make that big of a difference. I know it is a difference.
It is a difference.
But at the same time, if I'm an Auburn fan and we can't get Jon Sumrall because they put down like this ultimatum, either you're out or you're in, or you're in and you're out, I would be really upset if I'm an Auburn fan if that's the guy they want.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, again, I was using this as a hypothetical of a deal breaker between one or the other. I just wondered where you guys fell on that, and I see where you fell on it.
I am a strict. I believe that if maybe he doesn't want to, doesn't come across as that. Lane Kiffin obviously did not want to coach Alabama.
That's right.
Through the 2016 playoffs. Lane Kiffin was not all bought in on doing the work for Alabama in 2016. That's why Nick Saban kicked him to the street after the Washington game. He's calling plays they weren't practicing, calling them by the wrong names, doing late for meetings, whatever it was. He got fired in between the semifinals and a national championship game. But if I'm a coach like Jon Sumrall, I'm going to do it my way. If you want to hire me, you can hire me. If you don't want to hire me, I'll get hired by somebody else, or I'll coach Tulane again next year. I don't care.
That's what could make the decision easier. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever had one of these really monumental decisions in your life, but an exterior force actually pushes you and makes that kind of decision for you. Like Sumrall might be like, okay, I've got Auburn, I've got Ole Miss, I've got Tulane, and if one reacts one way, then I'm going to go the other direction.
Yeah, it's almost assigned at that point.
Yeah.
Back to the Iron Bowl, what DJ Durkin and Kadyn Proctor have to say about motivation for this upcoming weekend, being brought to you by a couple of our great friends. One of them is Hemp Hill Services.
Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Look, if you've got any issues, you guys have heard me talk about the issues I have. It seems like every 2 or 3 months, I've got the guys from Hemp Hill rolling out, but the weather is about to change, about to get really cold. You need to make sure heating is ready to keep up with it. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there for more information. HempHillServices.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Guys, stay on top of your health when it comes to your prostate, kidney stones, and everything in between. 16 wonderful locations. Man, how about that? 16 of them right here in the Birmingham metro area, in our viewing and listening area. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920. For over 70 years, they've been treating the people of Alabama with a great urologist that they have there, with compassion and with a great cutting-edge technology. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. UrologyCentersAlabama.com, 205-930-0920 for an appointment there. DJ Durkin gets asked the question, hey, man, what's the motivation for you, this Auburn locker room, and all of that as you stand on bowl eligibility and a chance to disrupt your rival's season?
TJ, coaches have different ways of pushing buttons and motivating their group. In a week like this, is the message more motivation-wise, hey, let's play a bowl game, keep this thing going, or hey, we can spoil our biggest rival season?
The message is go 1-0. Every week, our whole goal is to go 1-0. It's a fight. It's a challenge every week. Today was a Monday, and there's things we do on a Monday to help us get to 1-0. And it's about your preparation. You don't just, get excited on Saturday to go win a game. It's the preparation. So I think it's important to keep our guys in a routine. They know what a Monday looks like. They know what a Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. And that's it. And that's, as coaches, we're the same way. You got to just get your head down and work on and get the things done you're supposed to get done on each day.
A lot of coach speak there. I think the answer is obvious. What is Auburn's best bowl possibility if they go 6-6? Birmingham?
I mean, it would have to be Birmingham with an interim coach, right?
Yeah, well, that's true. That is a tradition unlike any other. Winning the Iron Bowl, come on. In fact, you could tell these Auburn players, you can beat Alabama Saturday night, but we're not going to let you go to a bowl game. They would pick to beat Alabama Saturday night.
It's literally how we came up with the name Iron Bowl. Yeah. Auburn couldn't go to a bowl game one year, and Shug Jordan said, this is our bowl game.
That's right.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I saw that recently. I didn't know it until I saw that recently. But, I just don't know that a Auburn player is going to get fired up about going to a Birmingham Bowl, especially if DJ Durkin doesn't get this job and it's his last game as interim coach or something like that. I don't know. But if you told them, and you can't do this because if you win, you go to a bowl game. But if you told them you can win but not go to a bowl game, 100% of them vote for the win. Given the choice of a Birmingham Bowl or winning the Iron Bowl, of course they're going to win.
Okay, going back before the Oklahoma game, I was doing the show out on the West Coast on that Friday, and I brought up, I think it would be a lot of fun if Alabama loses to Oklahoma just because of the stakes of the Iron Bowl, and you're like, I don't want that to happen.
Well,
are you kind of glad it did now?
No. The reason I said I don't want it to happen is I like our state teams winning. I'm not going to pull for them to lose a game just for drama or whatever. I'm glad there is drama in this Iron Bowl. I mean,
but I'm saying there would have been nothing really to watch.
That's what I'm saying. I am thankful for that. I hate it that Alabama had to lose a game, especially in the manner they did to create that. I wish there were drama in this game, Lance, because Auburn was better. I wish the drama in this game is the fact that Auburn is a better football team and they're not a team that's fired their coach and is fighting to go to the Birmingham.
But I just love the fact that on these rivalry games, we've got so much at stake because, Texas A&M, there's still a lot at stake, right? I mean, obviously, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Ole Miss could fall out of the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, there's far more drama in this game than if Alabama had beaten Oklahoma. There's no doubt.
Texas Bowl, right now projected by Brett McMurphy not to have an SEC representative. Not enough SEC teams to go around.
So they're above Birmingham, Texas is?
I'm just
okay.
Birmingham also doesn't have enough.
Right.
With so many projected in the playoffs, 5.
But with a win, probably Texas Bowl or Birmingham Bowl, right? Is that what you're saying?
That's 2 openings that have SEC tie-ins that right now Brett McMurphy does not project an SEC team in because there aren't enough SEC bowl-eligible teams to go around because of,
how many will be in the playoffs?
How many's in the playoffs?
Yeah, if you got 5 in the playoffs.
Yeah. For instance, Music City Bowl has Vanderbilt there, not in the playoffs. Gator Bowl has LSU there.
So Vanderbilt is going to go maybe 10-2 and play in the Music City
That
Bowl.
would be awful. Don't even get to leave there.
What a slap in the face.
ReliaQuest Bowl has Tennessee down in Tampa. I would imagine Brett's projecting Tennessee over
to win the
Vandy.
game.
Yeah, so it's 2 9-3s at that point. Yeah.
Texas in the Citrus Bowl. Trying to look any.
You shouldn't be allowed at 10-2 to play in the Music City Bowl.
Missouri in the Duke's Mayo Bowl, and that's all the bowls.
Kentucky can get bowl eligible if they beat Louisville. Auburn can get bowl eligible with an Iron Bowl win, and State can get bowl eligible with an Egg Bowl win. So those are the teams that are fighting for bowl eligibility.
Could fill up some of those spots.
Yeah.
I bet Eli will eat that Duke's Mayo if they try to pour it on him.
Yeah, I think the Liberty Bowl is minus SEC teams too right now in projections.
I mean, if I'm an Auburn player, I'd at least want to go to the Texas Bowl. I love our city of Birmingham here, but they've probably
get me out of state.
They've probably all been to Birmingham at some point in their life. Where is the Texas Bowl? Is that Houston? I think that's the one that's played in Houston, isn't it? The Texas Bowl
could be in Frisco for all I know. Do we still have a Bahamas Bowl?
I don't know. UAB was a stalwart in that one.
The projection of the Liberty Bowl right now is Cincinnati, Tulane, 2-time playoff teams there at one point.
Well,
that's a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Well, Bahamas Bowl, you asked?
Yeah. Because, that's where I'd want to go, right? If you're not going to be in the playoffs.
If I'm not going to be in the playoffs, send me to the Bahamas
send me
Bowl.
down there and lay on the beach and gamble.
We have an L.A., Montgomery, Orlando, Mobile. I think we moved that one out of. I think we play another game in Miami now.
Great.
I remember watching those MAC teams when they did the announcement. Everybody just going nuts.
Oh, that they got the Bahamas Bowl? Yeah.
Like spring break all over again.
Outside. Yeah.
I do not see Bahamas anymore. I think something happened with that stadium.
Oh, it was a dump.
And we had to move it somewhere else.
Don't you remember somebody was live blogging, fans were just walking down on the sidelines?
Oh,
there
man.
was no security.
Tanner Allen was telling me about just walking around there was nobody checking tickets at the gate.
That's right. Just walk in. Yeah.
Bahamas Bowl, location TBA and the dates TBA right now. And that
maybe one day we'll open it back up.
No,
maybe we won't.
Thought I remember.
And that was November 23rd when Brett Murphy wrote this. Brett doesn't know where they're playing the Bahamas Bowl or when they're playing.
Actually, I thought I remember they moved it to the United States. It's still the Bahamas Bowl, but they moved it to a stadium in the U.S., and Bahamas is basically just sponsoring it now.
Yeah, I thought it went to Miami.
Yeah, maybe
or
you're
another
right.
one in Orlando.
Yeah.
All right, Kadyn Proctor on Jordan-Hare Stadium, and probably a good time to revisit what Jeremy said on our show. Brought to you by our friends at Inverness Country Club. Tell us about Inverness.
The Inverness Country Club, they've got memberships that fit everyone. If you're looking for that great gift for the entire family, it'll be hot before you know it. And they got that pool membership, the social membership, wife, the kids, they're going to love that. And speaking of kids, childcare is such a big plus. You and your day want a day of golf or tennis. Guess what? Drop the kid, go have yourself a day on the court or course, dinner with friends, knowing your kid is safe, on-site, massive plus. Maybe you work from home. What about working from the club while they watch your kids? Best days happen at Inverness. To take a tour, call Aaron today. Tell her the next round sent you, 205-991-8608 or online, ICCalabama.com.
Here's Kadyn Proctor on playing the Iron Bowl down at Jordan-Hare Stadium, what the big left tackle says. He was part of that 4th and 31 play at the end. Now he's heading back down there.
I mean, it's just another SEC game. That's what it is. It's a tough environment. I mean, we played at South Carolina. I played at Tennessee before. I mean, it's like this every week. It's just what it is. We already know that the crowd's going to bring it. It's going to be loud. We practice crowd noise, and just got to get comfortable with that.
And that's we're going to play Jeremy again. And hats off to our show that we haven't made this a huge deal all week long. But what he said on our show, I think, was trying to echo what they were saying just there. Why is this game any different that it's at Jordan-Hare Stadium? We play in these games all the time, and then in the mindset of the team, I can understand what he's saying. What they're telling themselves is, we can't make playing at Jordan-Hare Stadium, this house of horrors like we do in the media and with fans. It's just another SEC game. What's different?
That's the mentality you want.
That's what
100%.
you gotta have, right?
But I thought more interesting than those comments that a lot of people pulled were what he said before. Like, we didn't think we had a shot at going to the college football playoff going into the game.
Yeah, you're talking about with Bernard?
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting because I think Alabama fans still thought with SMU, the way ACC championship played out, that they were the last team out.
Yeah, he was painting a picture that after that Oklahoma loss, they thought all was lost.
Last year,
yes. Yeah. I really didn't think what he said here was that explosive. I mean, I know when we put it out, but boy, I mean, a lot of the people that cover Auburn immediately picked this up and like, oh boy, here we go, bulletin board material. And I'm like, I think he's saying the exact mindset you would want if I'm an Auburn fan, I want an Auburn player to have the same exact mindset.
I mean, if you're going into Jordan-Hare Stadium, it is a tough environment. And I say that every time I talk about it. And they lose some games they shouldn't lose there, so that they're not invincible. But if you're going in as an Alabama player to this week, you can't go ahead and predestine yourself to make mistakes. And the greatest of all time, Nick Saban, his teams had a problem doing this, that they would get down there and one thing would lead to another. If you missed it on Monday, here's Jeremy Bernard.
I mean, I keep hearing like that. A lot of people be like, that stadium's cursed, man. Like something up with that stadium or whatnot, and like. It's cool because like first of all, it's my first time experience playing there, and it's some of the other guys the first time as well, and so like just hearing all the stories and seeing all like the highlights of the games that they played there, like it's obviously a great atmosphere and a place that a lot of people want to play. But who says we can't change that? You know what I mean? Who says we can't go out there and you know what I'm saying, build them out how we did last year? Not saying like they're a bad team, like they're a great team, but like Coach always says, like we don't have to make the games close, and so like that's just kind of like our approach into the game. Like we don't have to make this game close if we don't need it to be,
Yeah, the way I took that is, who says we can't go and win this game?
Very, very respectful. Like, to make it salacious and make it go viral. Like, if he would have come out and said, man, I've been watching film on Auburn. We are going to beat the holy hell out of them. Then I think it's a different level. But, I mean, he said they're a good team. Who says we can't go in there and blow them out like we did last year? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, now last year I think it was, 28-14, so 2 touchdowns, which.
I think Alabama fans would take that.
Oh, if you gave 28-14, they'd sleep till Saturday and not even play the game.
By the way, I just went back and checked yesterday. Since, the kick six is one of the plays that'll be brought up forever. I thought Brooks did a wonderful job with the top 5 moments, 6 moments, one honorable mention, top 5 moments of the Iron Bowl in his opinion, and he sent that out on social media. One of those, number 1, was the kick six moment. Since the kick six in Iron Bowl games, Alabama's 9-2 in 11 games since. By the way, this is the 12th Iron Bowl since the kick six.
Yeah.
Seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
Alabama's 9-2 in Iron Bowls. At Jordan-Hare Stadium, Alabama's got a 3-2 advantage in Iron Bowls there. Now, the last 2, 4 overtimes in the 4th and 31. Auburn probably outplayed them both times.
Well, I was going to bring up the fact, just because the number is so small, Alabama has not covered in Jordan-Hare since 2015. And if you don't cover this game, it's going to be a nut sweater.
It's a tight one, yes. It is up to 6 this morning, but to your point, we're less than a touchdown here if you don't cover.
It gets portrayed oftentimes like the kick six broke Alabama.
Since then, in the SEC championship game, Auburn is 1-1. They went on and won that one, and they went on and lost another one, I believe, in 17. They played Georgia, in it twice. Mm-hmm. Alabama is 7-0 since the kick six in SEC championship games. So the program survived. Yeah, the kick six. It was famously Colin Cowherd that said that. Yeah, Nick Saban's time is basically done at Alabama. Gus Malzahn is the new king of the SEC was essentially what Cowherd said.
And swinging a miss.
Yeah,
the
national championship game that year after the kick six, Auburn went on and played. Should have won the game, the national championship in 2013. Oh, yeah, against Florida State.
Yeah.
So it was kick six. Won the SEC championship, I believe, against Missouri or South Carolina. Missouri. It was Missouri.
Yeah, 2010 was South Carolina.
They beat Missouri, went to the national championship game, should have won a national championship. The kick six should have led to a national championship. It did not. Auburn hasn't played for another one since. Alabama's 3 wins and 3 losses. They played in 6 national championship games since the kick six.
It's wild to me.
They survived it. Yeah. They survived the kick six.
Yeah, they did. It's wild to me. I guess if I had stopped and thought, obviously I could have done the math myself. But if I had said before Jim told you that there have been 11 Iron Bowls since the kick six, what is Alabama's record? Would you have said 9-2? Just like, hey, don't take time to think about it. Just give me your gut reaction. Would you have said 9-2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have. I watched every.
Well, I would have wanted to know how long Saban was around. I mean, that just seemed like a special.
No,
that 2013 Auburn team, the way that season ended. I mean, it was a special run. It really was.
Now, I'm just saying, having lived it, and you told me, hey, Brown, just real quick gut reaction. 11 Iron Bowls since the kick six, Alabama's record. I probably would have said 7-4, 8-3. I mean, it's 9-2. That's a dang good run.
It might have been more 8-3.
Yeah.
Right, but again, to your point, and you've said this several times over the last 2 weeks, that when we talk about Jordan-Hare Stadium, and specifically that 2013 year with the kick six and the prayer at Jordan-Hare with Georgia, since then, almost every break has gone Georgia's way and Alabama's way in both of those rivalry games at Jordan-Hare. I mean, just look at this year for Georgia. Auburn's beating their eyes out.
Yep. Well, not 2019, Mac Jones.
Yeah. I mean, that's backup quarterback, and that was nothing crazy happened to that game.
Well, that
you
pick
had
six
an interception go off the back of a
that pick six was pretty crazy.
That was a pretty crazy play.
And then there was a field goal attempt that went up the upright from like 30.
That's standard Alabama right there.
I expect to see that Saturday. Yes. It's just part of popcorn and Tiger Walk. Eagle's going to fly and Alabama's going to miss a kick. I expect it.
This is not Dallas Cowboy-like, but I mean, if we went back to 2020 and one of the greatest teams we've ever seen, if you would have said at that point, Alabama's not going to win another national championship, and we're sitting here November 26, 2025, that seems like a stretch.
No, I would agree. But to your point, back on Jordan-Hare, though.
I believe, though, that's a little fat and happy, though, relatively speaking to other college football programs that 21, 22, 23, 24, you played 4 years without a national championship.
Well, I know. Look, I mean, they're really hard to achieve. I'm just saying at that point, Alabama, that team was so freaking good and just looked like they were going nowhere. And then the very next year, they lose a tight one, and you can blame it on receivers going down to Georgia. But it's just hard to believe that they haven't been back in that situation.
To your point, though, as I have pointed out, the last 2 times, the crazy breaks have gone Alabama's way. You had Tank Bigsby running out of bounds and
helped out of bounds, but yes, he did go out of bounds.
Yeah, but I mean, you can slide, and there's nothing Jordan Battle can do to get you out of bounds. And Alabama still has to drive 99 yards and force overtime and win it in 4 overtimes. Crazy, right? And then you had a Auburn player misplay a punt and 4th and 31. I mean, those are crazy breaks that go your way, and they go Alabama's way instead of Auburn's. The true difficulty there, though, is that much better Alabama teams needed a 99-yard drive and 4 overtimes and a 4th and 31 to win those games. And that's where this game worries Alabama fans is, for whatever reason, better Alabama teams have gone into Jordan-Hare and have been in an absolute fight for their life. It's why in the offseason, when I was asked to rank the most difficult stadium, I put Jordan-Hare, and everybody's like, oh, New Mexico State and Kentucky and all that. And I'm like, all right, you're an Alabama fan. You like going and playing down there? Tell me. You ever feel comfortable going and playing down there? No matter how bad the opponent is, do you ever feel comfortable? Why is it?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's because
Georgia fans will say the same thing, by the way. They win them all.
They play better.
Yeah.
They play better in that game. Fact of the matter is, there's not a big separation in talent between these two teams except at the quarterback position.
I would say
Alabama's
had better quarterback play this year than Auburn has.
Significant.
Other than that,
yeah,
these two teams are a lot alike.
Yeah. The coaching staff's not even close.
Well, I mean, one's been fired and one hasn't.
Yeah. So yes.
Even before that.
But there is a significant difference in quarterback play. Yeah, that is a big difference.
Yeah. So now if one quarterback is slipping, is coming back down to maybe his the medium or his normal, whatever it is, if he's regressing and you've got a different quarterback and play caller in, that's why this game is what it is, 5.5 points. It's less Jordan-Hare Stadium and more about the Jimmies and Joes on the field. These two teams are closer, not record-wise, but closer skill-wise than they've been in a long, long time.
Yeah. I would, and at receiver, Cam Coleman, I think, is the best overall receiver in the game, but I think 2 and 3 are Bernard and Williams.
Yep.
Before I get to another Auburn receiver.
Then probably Simmons.
Probably Simmons. I should have been Singleton. I don't know what has happened there. But, you could start saying you go unit-wise, I think secondary Alabama's got a better secondary.
Cobb's the best running back.
Cobb's the better running back, I would agree, of all the running backs in the game.
What do you think percentage of Alabama fans at Jordan-Hare on Saturday night?
I would say 13%.
I was going to say 15. You get a lot of
I think these fan bases hate going to the other.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. But I'll tell you what you get a lot of in the Iron Bowl is husband's an Auburn fan, wife's an Alabama fan, or vice versa. So all of a sudden, you're not giving that season ticket to your brother. I'm going. Yeah. So you'll see them scattered all over.
I'd say the league mandated 13%.
Yeah. That seems about right.
Yeah. No more. I've got a friend who's a season ticket holder at Alabama.
And is he going?
He said you could give me $1,000 in a pair of seats on the 50-yard line, and I wouldn't go again.
So you're going to pay him to sit on the 50. Yeah.
I don't 2 tickets on the 50 and $1,000, and he would not go again.
Would you do it, Brown? $1,000 and 2 tickets on the 50?
Oh yeah, yeah. To go to an Iron Bowl?
Are you going?
No, I'm
going
to sit home and watch it.
I am going. I'm planning on going right now. Yeah,
I'm going to sit home and watch it. But yeah, $1,000 in tickets on the video.
All 30
good games.
All 37 degrees of it, or whatever it's going to be.
I think that's come up a little bit. Span,
give us a forecast on the other side.
Okay,
Show being brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. You can't beat Sterling and the crew. He brings you the final hour of the show every night, every day. Brined overnight, cooked to order, hand-cut chicken fingers that Tyler loves. I mean, you just go in there, not the kids' menu version. He gets the full meal with 4 huge chicken fingers and the fries, and loves those baked beans, the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It's all Highway 119 in Alabaster, destination lunch location, champyschicken.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me.
From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Well, look at things I have on my sheet, and I don't want to write them again. Brought to you by our friends at Michelson. Juju Lewis not going to play in the Colorado-Kansas State finale, so he can preserve his red shirt.
It's probably smart.
Yeah.
Be interested to see if Juju Lewis is back at Colorado next year.
Or his head coach.
You're talking about falling off a cliff. After that BYU game, I think it was late September, early October, they've run into a wall, and it's not been great football. Did you say Michelson?
It is brought to you by Michelson. I had a bunch of other things to go through, but I will do it right after you tell us about Michelson. Go ahead.
205-969-8100. That is the number you need to call. Look, if you are struggling, you look up at the scoreboard, you can't really see, you're squinting, you got to wear the contacts or glasses. You owe it to yourself to make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the Next Round sent you. They are going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
More things I don't want to write down again. Gus Malzahn's future at Florida State. Is this his last game this weekend against Florida?
You think he's getting fired or he's taking another job or retiring?
I think they probably will change direction and coordinators down there since they have to keep Durkin.
It's still statistically been a good offense. Look, it hasn't really equated to a lot of wins because they're sitting at 5-6, but they still put up decent numbers. But I kind of agree with you. I think Norvell given second life, probably. I mean, the first thing they do is change coordinators.
Florida State at Florida, 3:30 ESPN2 coming up on Saturday. New format for the college football playoff for the deadline pushed to January 23rd. It was going to be December 1st, but ESPN is letting them think about it a little bit more. ESPN basically saying, you sure you don't want to do more teams? Let me give you a whole nother month to think about this.
Keep thinking.
And I would tell you, the SEC, after seeing how the Selection Sunday goes this year with the lack of strength of schedule, the SEC may change how they feel about the playoffs too, one way or the other. We'll see.
Hey, real quick on Florida State. I mean, going back, they opened 3-0. What would the odds that I would have given you that they don't make a bowl game at a 3-0 start after beating Alabama? You're about to roll into the ACC, your easiest part of the season.
I know, and that's where they
crazy.
If they beat Florida, they go to a bowl game, though, right? So they're trying to get bowl eligible. Was this the last game at the Rose Bowl this past Saturday for UCLA? They played all their home games there since 1982 when they moved from the LA Coliseum. 26 miles away from campus is the Rose Bowl. They're moving to SoFi if they get their wishes, 12 miles away from campus. Big hearing coming up January 22nd that says whether they can do it or not. Their contract with the Rose Bowl is through 2044.
Yeah, so archaic place. I think we all think it's special, though. Fun place probably doesn't mean as much to those players after you play, 7 or 8 games there a year. I'd say this because I just found out about this week. Somebody told me about it on Monday, and they were like, what do you think that will do for their attendance? And I said, well, Rams ticket's pretty expensive. So for somebody that just wants to take their family and see SoFi, it's probably a cheaper ticket. But I think that is going to wear out quickly, and I don't know how much it changes the attendance. Now, for recruiting, maybe it does help because those amenities, it's next level.
Pull up the UNLV attendance
it went
this
up.
year.
Went up.
Way up
Yeah.
now that they're playing inside at the on the strip there in Vegas at that stadium.
No, I get it, but Sam, whatever the stadium was, that's
Sam
not the Rose
Bowl. Yeah, it was about to be.
the Rose Bowl.
I think it was about to be condemned.
I do get the point, and if I'm a 17 or 18-year-old looking up at SoFi is probably a lot different than they probably don't care about the mountains. Like when you're that young, you don't care about history. And
by the way, the Rose Bowl itself, if they lose UCLA's attendance, since they've had them since 1982, did the Rams ever play there as their home field? Or the Raiders? No, the Raiders didn't. They played the Coliseum.
Yeah, Rams played in the Super Bowl 14 there, but no, I don't think
that was
so.
never their home stadium.
Coliseum and
so the NFL's never
Anaheim
called the Rose
Stadium.
Bowl home.
No.
The Rose Bowl every year, if the UCLA pulls out, will be used for the Rose Bowl game and a high school football game on Thanksgiving Day, and that's it.
That's sad. Look, it's
that beautiful grass will be used.
It's an old stadium. It is decrepit in a lot of ways. It doesn't have the amenities, but it's still a really cool setting. We make fun of them making such a big deal out of the sunset. It is pretty. When the sun is setting against the San Gabriel Mountains.
But when you start to look at what you're spending to maintain that for one game a year, and I know we compare sometimes the Rose Bowl and the committee and the board to what you've got at Augusta. Obviously, Augusta's 365, though, with the members and stuff they've got there. When does it get to a point where the Rose Bowl is played in SoFi? It's just, dollars and cents.
Well, what do you, at that point, do you condemn it? Just knock it down? We can't.
It's on a golf course.
Listen, it is on a golf course. Let's make it a better driving range.
I'd put Dodger Stadium there.
I
just
don't
knock out 2 icons at one time.
Yeah.
New Dodger Stadium.
New Dodger Stadium.
I don't think we need to play the national championship game every year there. I don't care if UCLA plays there or not. It really doesn't affect me. With that said, I don't want to condemn the never used again. I like the Rose Bowl being there. Play the Rose Bowl there. I think it's great.
But
I will tell you, we used to play the Orange Bowl in the Orange Bowl.
Oh yeah, and it's gone. It got run down too.
It was a dump, but but I enjoyed the Orange Bowl game being played there.
As a Dolphins fan, and now we were really good then, but I loved games in the Orange Bowl. It's a tough place to play.
And they were meaningful for Miami. I don't know about you guys, but if I turn on a game and it's in College Station or it's in Neyland, I'm like, damn, that's a good atmosphere. But like the Rose Bowl, when I watch a game at on Fox Sports 1 at 9 o'clock at night.
UCLA?
Yeah.
No.
You're just like,
never has been.
I don't even think about the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. I watched them play Washington, some of it. It was a terrible game Saturday night, and it being at the Rose Bowl didn't help it any.
No.
It was still a boring game, and they were getting run out by Washington primarily.
Yeah. I really think they'd have a better home field advantage if they played at the soccer stadium.
So I don't know if you – so SoFi, right next to it is a soccer stadium, and it's where the Chargers played. And it's really intimate, and it's got a lot of the nuances and the new stuff, and it's
about 30,000.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that would be a really, really, really good place. Now,
and almost do it like St. John's basketball. Have part of your schedule there in the soccer stadium in the big games. If you're hosting USC,
now, let me pull that back.
Notre Dame or something.
I'm getting confused because all the weather. The soccer stadium is outside of the LA Coliseum.
That's right.
So you wouldn't want to play UCLA's home games on USC's home campus.
No.
Yeah, that's a problem.
No.
Is that actually on campus or connected to campus?
Either way,
basically
either way, you can see USC's better and bigger stadium from there. You don't do that.
You can't do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that used to be UCLA Stadium too. Before '82, they split at the Coliseum.
So they've only played in the Rose Bowl since '82.
Yep. Before that, they shared the LA Coliseum with USC.
I don't guess I realized it was that recent.
It's about when I started watching college football.
Yeah, I was 6 then, so for my whole life. But
in the '70s, it was the LA Coliseum.
You could have sold me they've been playing in the Rose Bowl since the World War II, and I would have believed you on that.
Nope, 1982 became their permanent home stadium. All right, Shannara, Alexander Shannara gets us to trash today.
Shannara.com, Shannara.com. That is where you go when you need any sort of legal assistance. 150 attorneys, 500 team members based right here in Birmingham. Why? Because that's where Alexander Shannara was born. It's where he was raised. It's where he went to college and high school. And he's like, it's where I want to build my firm as well. And over 25 years now, $2 billion, more than $2 billion recovered for his clients. That's Alexander Shannara. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
But there was a change at 6-7 with Oregon and Ole Miss swapping spots.
So awkward.
How much of an impact potentially could it be on Ole Miss if it's determined they don't have their head coach in the field?
6-7. But seriously, Rich, we didn't have any discussion.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Rich.
I mean, you got to read the room. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Road show, no show tomorrow, but road show on Friday.
Yeah, we will be at Moe's Barbecue, downtown Auburn, getting ready for the Iron Bowl, and we have got a different time, 11 to 2. We will be broadcasting live with great Bud Light specials, Bud Light merch. Come join us down in Auburn this Friday, 11 to 2, with our friends at Adams and Bud Light. We start first. Kraft turned its Black Friday drop into a bulk food event with the launch of a 65-inch Mac Friday box, TV-sized package filled with 65 boxes of Kraft mac and cheese. Now, the bundle goes live at midnight Eastern on November 28th. And was listed exclusively through Walmart's online storefront. Price is set at $19.37, which is a direct nod to the brand's 1937 debut. A lot of great things happened in the year of 1937, things coming out. I don't know if you noticed, Will Haver points that out when we're at trivia.
He does, yeah. Why?
I know the Rams' first year was 1937.
Oh, of course,
Kraft
yes.
mac and cheese. I mean, that's two great American stalwarts right there. Now, according to their listing, the 2025 Original Flavor Series model includes 65 7.25-ounce boxes of Kraft mac and cheese dinner. The packaging is sized to match standard 65-inch TV box, leaning into the Black Friday electronics trend. Now, Kraft describes the set with several themed callouts, including 4K noodles for 4,000 calibrated noodles, Smart Mactelligence for customizable flavor add-ins, and the built-in voice assistant, noted as a non-functional gag feature.
I tell you, man, even at this age, I like Kraft mac and cheese.
I do too.
You guys know that my palate has changed. I'd never liked mac and cheese.
It was very surprising when you first shared that.
Never disliked it, but it was never my go-to.
Mm-hmm. It's easy mud puddle food, though.
But now, anytime I'm at
mac and cheese with some hot dogs cut up in it.
Yeah.
That's like mud puddle delicacy.
Now that I've my palate has changed again, when I'm at a high-end restaurant and they've got the last one I ate Friday night, shells and cheese is the way it was on there, which basically is another name for mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's right.
It was delicious, and it was a little runny's a bad word, but it wasn't as thick as you get at some places. It was delicious.
Yeah, I like the creamy. Like too thick, you can choke on that cheese.
Yeah, this was creamy. Creamy's a good word.
So,
delicious.
If you're tired of your blah life and you're seeking more excitement, an Iowa man in that exact position recently sought to shake off the blues by exposing himself to cars passing by on two separate interstates, according to cops. Twice last month, police say Dannon Airy.
Spell it.
A-R-Y.
Oh, thought it was going to be more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. Anyway, 30 years old. You see him right there. He stood. Looks a little like Ben Roethlisberger. You guys give me that?
I see some Big Ben in there. Skinny Big Ben.
I think it's pronounced Dannon Arse.
He stood against the rear of his 2012 Chevy Impala with his pants, quote, and underwear removed to his ankles, shirt lifted to casually expose his genitals, and stomach to oncoming traffic.
So he wasn't mooning. He was fronting.
Showing the junk.
Sunning him.
That'll get you.
When questioned by police, and he reportedly confessed to the incident. According to criminal complaints, he explained that, quote, this behavior was fulfilling as, quote, excitement that was currently missing in his blah life. He's being held on county jail in lieu of a $5,000 bond.
Nothing more exciting in your blah life than going out by the interstate and showing everybody your manhood.
Okay, you tell me if this next one's island worthy. An unemployed nurse in Italy has been accused of an elaborate fraud scheme after he was caught dressing up as his dead mother to claim her pension.
Yep.
All while her mummified body lay hidden in his home for 3 years.
Yeah.
This is just the movie
Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, Psycho.
Psycho, yeah.
Or the Ed Gein story. Did you ever see Ed Gein?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, don't bother. 56-year-old man named Borgo Virgilio reportedly concocted the desperate plan to keep the money flowing after his mother passed away at the age of 82. Now, instead of reporting her death, he allegedly wrapped her body in a bedsheet, stuffed it into a sleeping bag, and hid it in his laundry room for 3 years.
Well, how did that smell?
It eventually decomposed and mummified.
Oh, my God.
Now, to keep collecting her pension, the man realized he needed to physically impersonate her in what reports are calling Miss Doubtfire-style transformation. He shaved his body hair, applied foundation and lipstick, painted his nails, donned a long skirt, pearl necklace, and clip-on earrings. Get a job, dude.
What country is this?
This is Italy, right?
Yeah. So did you know the details, Tyler? Did he just randomly have to show up to prove that she was still alive?
Yeah.
So I've got it right here.
He had to show up, and once the officials got wind of what was going on, they showed up for the
it
sting
came
operation.
crashing down when the man walked into a local government agency hoping to renew his mother's expired identity card. Despite the elaborate disguise, staff members immediately suspicious.
I just was standing next to her at the urinal.
Realizing they were being deceived, employees alerted the police. Authorities compared photos of the son and the mother, confirming resemblance was too close to be a coincidence.
Wouldn't it be funny if they're like, okay, would you look at Mika Kelly in this swimsuit? What do you think of this?
So you're very excited, I see.
Now, he did pocket $95,000 over 3 years, but not his anymore.
Probably have to give that back.
Yeah, well worth it. Yeah. Letting a body decompose and dressing up like your mom, $95,000 over 3 years. Yes, sir.
Finally, police in England responding to several calls about an abandoned dog discovered the animal wasn't a dog at all, but actually a reindeer toy left near the roadside. Officers were dispatched after multiple reports claimed a, quote, small bully-type dog had been tied up. Residents told police the animal appeared to have been sitting alone for most of the day, prompting concerns it had been abandoned. When the officer reached the location, they found no dog in sight. Instead, toy reindeer modeled after Sven from Frozen was propped up near the junction. Now, the post sparked reactions from locals who had spotted the toy earlier. One resident said they initially thought it was a statue because of how still it appeared. Another said they slowed down, ready to stop, before realizing it wasn't a real animal.
Yeah.
You know, I would not have mistook that up close for a real animal. I don't know how far away you'd have to be.
How big of a doll did it have to be for me to think it's a real-sized dog?
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a pretty big doll just to make it look like a dog.
Yeah,
especially like a bulldog, they get up to 50, 65 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, for that stuffed animal, it needs to be that big for me to even notice it, probably.
Yeah, like if you saw your dog, Charlie's
only 5 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to say, you would think he's a squirrel, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Some squirrels bigger than him.
By the way, if you think the Arkansas, by the way, that's trash. Brought to you by our friends Alexander Shannara today and Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Tomorrow, we're in Auburn at Moe's Barbecue, 11 to 2 is the show. Excuse me, Friday. Yep. No show tomorrow. Friday. Final thoughts brought to you by Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. If you think the Arkansas job is about to be officially announced, here's a sign. Bobby Petrino saying goodbye to Arkansas fans. Open letter. Thank you for your support from Bob Petrino. Second chances are hard to come by in this business, and I know how rare it is to return to a place that has always meant so much. Being back on the Arkansas sideline has been both an honor and a privilege, and I've appreciated every day of it. That's from Bob Petrino. He goes on to say thank you to the fans with respect and appreciation. So that means Bob Petrino is not getting the Arkansas job.
And there's starting to be some smoke that it's Alex Golesh. There are unconfirmed reports in Arkansas that Golesh is getting this job, which would be good news for Alabama fans. You don't lose Kane Womack. I think Petrino, if Golesh is where they're going, Petrino had a real shot at this job. If he could have...
9 straight losses.
If he could have gotten some steam somewhere in that run.
It's just such a bad defense. And, I agree. If he would have won 2 or 3 of those games, he probably gets it.
So I think he had a real shot at getting it if they could have just found something in that time. I mean, Alex Golesh will be interesting. if that is who it is. You're basically right. You're not necessarily hiring outcomes because South Florida hasn't maybe had the year people thought they would have. You're banking on this system that has made Tennessee a tough out in so many games. It's going to make you that same thing at Arkansas. You're going to try to win this thing with offense and a creative system that nobody wants to face.
You've had offense, though.
That's the thing, Lance, is you aren't losing games because you have bad offense.
No, I mean, the offense is 23rd in scoring, over 34 points per game.
Yeah, that ain't firing a coach right there.
By the way, the poly markets that we talked about with Furman a couple of weeks ago have Jed Fish at 70 cents to be the 70% to be the next Florida head coach. Lane Kiffin is down to 25. Lincoln Riley 9.
Where is Lane Kiffin on the LSU?
Breadman did not send that to me, but I assume it is somewhere off the charts.
Yeah.
As President Trump would say, more than 100%.
I mean, the interesting thing then becomes like although everybody's speculating Lane's gone, nobody speculated who's going to get the Ole Miss job.
I think Jon Sumrall is their top candidate. I think Auburn and Ole Miss would potentially be fighting for Jon Sumrall. Auburn.
Well, that could be a big problem for Auburn.
You could be. You would hope if you're an Auburn fan, you're further down the road than Ole Miss because you had a head start on them. That's the whole reason you fire a coach early.
And hopefully you got his wife in your pocket.
But being further down the road may not, money comes into play, ability potentially to coach in the postseason comes into play. I mean, there are a lot of things that would come into play. Yeah. So, that doesn't, just because you're first in doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win there. But if you're an Auburn fan, you would hope that John Cohen is way further down the road with Jon Sumrall than what Ole Miss is.
So thankful for so many things, including friends like Sterling and the folks at Champy's Chicken. Champy'sChicken.com bringing you this final hour of the show every day. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Brined overnight, cooked to order, chicken piping hot. It is the best you'll ever taste. We're thankful for him. We're thankful for all of our sponsors. We're so thankful for the guys behind the glass. They have to put up with so much of our shenanigans. We're going to be off tomorrow and then back on Friday. But thank you to Tyler and Forrester and Brooks behind the big glass there. You guys put up with more than you should have to from us, and we appreciate you guys so much. Can we just run through other things we're thankful for, people we're thankful for? Brown, go ahead.
Oh, I've got to.
You sound like you were going to jump in.
I'm thankful for everyone. No. I was going to ask Tyler a question, but I am thankful for everyone. I love you boys, and
I was going to give our friend
together.
Steve Powers a big shout out. I was texting with him last night down at the Floribama. Thankful for people like that, and thankful for you guys, of course. But there are people through this journey of ours that we never get to tell you enough how thankful we are for all of you guys, and especially those of you that watch and listen to us.
Yeah, you got one, Lance?
I was just going to say, our clients, like, they are so silent a lot of times, and maybe we're not communicating all the time with them, but they're always behind us, and from day one they jumped on board, and they've been with us for going on 5 years right now, and they are really, besides the guys in the back room, the guys that keep the lights on.
Yeah, and our company president, Bo O'Neill. Bo does a great job leading us every day, and is a good dude. We've enjoyed working with him and for him. I wanted to ask Tyler what you do during the Iron Bowl. I was thinking about that earlier. Iron Bowl's on 6:30 Saturday night. Do you watch it?
I mean, most years, yeah.
Okay.
It depends on what I'm doing.
Okay.
Like if there's a special edition of Blade Runner or Iron Bowl.
Ooh, might have to go Blade Runner.
Yeah, I assumed Tyler was going to be at the movies during the Iron Bowl. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, it's always vacant at the movies. More vacant when the Iron Bowl's being played.
That's right.
Yeah, I picked up a special edition of Seven Samurai. Brown, you would love it. It's from the 50s in black and white, Japanese, and it's nearly 4 hours long.
Yeah. Oh, subtitles. Right?
I've been wanting. It's a masterpiece according to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'll come over and watch.
All right, that's our show today. No show tomorrow. We'll see you Friday 11 to 2. If you're in the Auburn area, come on by. Leave that campground if you've got a Winnebago and come have a lunch with us at Moe's Barbecue, and then we'll talk some football 11 to 2. Watch us or listen to us if you're off that day, and put us on in the background as you watch the Egg Bowl probably. A lot of you will be tied into that Ole Miss Mississippi State game. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.